on 11/11/2021, the second day of Omens of War release on Aradune here. So we're gonna be doing the MPG trials. We have about 30 guild members at level 70 right now, and many more at level 69. So we did some really good experience grind, and we've done really well. Now we're going in and doing the trials. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and watch us play some Everquest with the Filthy Casuals leading the raid, and your host, Sylph Talon. Enjoy.
It's basically saying don't get a buff from a true filthy casual.
Find the least filthy casual.
that was a better way of saying it.
The one that most recently bathed.
I mean, well, a little filthy, but just find the less filthy.
I just took a shower.
I was just grouping at the beach.
All right, everybody throw Invis up, please.
Brave man.
Okay. Holy cow, that's
and
a
we'll
lot of
start
health.
moving to 6-way. Follow the horde if you don't know your way.
The Horde. All right, here we go. Moving out.
Aggro.
Wow.
Make sure you're invis good.
If you got CViz, you can just follow me. I'm right near CXway.
I'll help Nikhil, it's fine.
Nil just ran right up to it and smacked it.
I've been in this place before. Oh, yeah, I have. When I played, when I came back for kind of a short time after playing, after not playing for a long time, I was only in the zone for like a few days. This was a lot of fun.
Or a night mount.
Invisibility.
There are no spells for this expansion that are viable, right? Other than Bizarre.
Pallies and SKs can mount in this spot too.
I got a boat in the group.
There's the Druid Shaman Res that you can buy.
Yeah, did we ever figure out if that was actually supposed to be in game or not?
It was not supposed to be in game,
Not.
but they screwed up.
Nice.
Mana said it was in an earlier TLP. They had it in early too.
He said it was on Corniab when he played, and they let it in.
Unfinigal.
I don't think it was supposed to be. I think they probably did it by mistake and just said screw it at that point.
Someone else has been seen.
Kill that
Claws,
commander
stop
real
and
quick.
fight.
Stop and fight at this one.
Till.
There's CViz from here on.
They also let Weapon Shield and True Shot in it.
Zobek, wrong direction.
I'm aware of that, but I can check on the tactician while we're going by.
Okay.
Kiaro, stop moving. Stop moving. Guys, Kiaro, get back here. And whoever is next to Kiaro, come back and help these guys.
Yep, just try not to train back to the where we're going.
There's 3 mobs here, but no main assist, so just follow whichever one's damaged.
Till.
Wow, they don't hit very hard. That was a parry, though. That's definitely a parry.
There was just one.
That was just like a tickle.
Should be pretty clear,
So
too.
the average
6-way
hit
now.
would be about
Invis.
1,000 against me
Bodhi, you're not invis.
There's
at most.
combat at the Blind Hunter Ricam.
Hey, Bodhi, wait.
Turingo, please invis up.
Sorry, said it was clear.
Just a reminder, as always with early on in expansions, there's going to be a lot of questions and confusion and things like that. So let's just try to keep channel clear if we can for Shaloza to let us know what to do.
Yeah, just the bare necessity of talking.
Till.
When we have the raid at 6-way, we are going to move through the northeast passage and up to the north where we'll get to our Trial of Hatred.
Till.
And we will no longer need invis utilize or use it from this point on.
Once we get to the 6-way.
Once you get to 6-way. We've got people moving northeast of 6-way, so as you get there, please follow the group.
Yeah, finally OOW. I've been in this area before, but it was just like, I can't remember when it was, but I know it was when I came back for a short time to play EQ to check it out. Not actually coming back to play, but just kind of check it out on my
Torn
original
page?
character.
What are those for?
Cleric Epic.
They're super common.
Mm-hmm.
I may die here.
Stu, where are you?
Running towards you guys, and my invis dropped, and I got mobs on me.
I'm coming back for you.
Could try rooting them, get a little space in between them, and re-invis.
My root's not up, so I'd have to stop to do that.
A little surprised on how.
Faster than them.
That's what I'm doing.
Am I no longer stat capped on stamina?
Yeah, you're not going to run those Discordlings, though.
11 horses.
No, I am.
Probably can.
He just has to beat
Must
him
have been
to
something
us.
else.
We got him.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
This is day 2, and we're on trials. The first day we focused on leveling. I mean leveling. So most of us are level 70 in the raid, and some of us are level 69. So the lowest level we probably have is 2 level 66 in the raid right now. But everybody else is definitely 69 to 70, maybe a few 68s and 7s here and there. So we're all up there very quickly.
If you're not sure where you're going, find on Shaloza, please, and we're going to wait here outside the projection.
This is the first time I've actually done this content. I've been in this zone, but I've never done the content.
Some of the general details about this trial. We're doing the Mastery of Hatred first.
Mastery of Hatred first.
When we zone in, what we will find is that as we trigger the event, there will be 6 large or Mama Farons standing on each platform. We are going to want to range tank them, and they will periodically spawn pups, Farron pups that we need to kill. Each time we kill a pup, it decreases the hit points of the mother, and I believe melee can also do some damage to the mothers as well, provided that we've got good aggro on them. Once all 6 are down, we get the Master of Hate who spawns. He's a pure melee fight. By my memory, hits harder the longer he stays on a single target. So he might not start off hitting too badly, but he certainly will by the time we're done. And he does have a single target ramp. So if you end up on ramp, do not feign it, do not fade it, call it out, and hopefully a cleric will BDA you.
Will we want to bounce aggro on that one a little bit to reduce that aggro increase, or reduce the damage increase?
If we find it's terrible, we might bounce aggro a little bit or have rangers weapon shield for a short period of time.
Roger.
And also,
well, good thing we're all time and GOD geared. The entire guild is time geared at minimal, and best with a bunch of
this
GOD.
One shouldn't be terrible. It's a great warm-up one for us. When we get in,
the only piece that is not time or GOD that I have on me.
But when the instance pops, you can go ahead. So
guess where this is from?
Up to the center platform, but do not hail any of the mobs.
Do we click something, or is it like a AOC?
The statue behind him.
Yep, tribute is activated.
Enhance.
Enhance.
should
Alright,
activate
zone
your
in.
personal tribute too.
That piece was from VT. Vexel. That's the lowest gear piece I have on my character.
You can just kill the mothers. You don't have to worry about them. Just go kill one after the other.
That's fine. Based on our platform, the one that's in the northwest corner is where we'll start. We'll just move clockwise around them. Just a quick heads up after the event starts, if you start coming down this ramp, down the ramp from the center to where we zoned in, you will get DT'd, so we're going to stay in that center area until we have completed it.
Basically, if you go past the point where Zobak is, you'll die. Well, where he was.
So don't walk on the crappie out rocks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do we need a shrink here?
Shrinking is
Always.
always advisable. So casters and ranged DPS can stay up on the center platform for right now. We can spread our tanks around the outside of this platform to pick up the pups as they spawn. And as long as we're not getting overrun by pups, we'll DPS going all the way around them. Casters, you can
they
do
got all
or
the trials
others,
on
you
lock.
got all of them up to start. That'll be fine.
So we'll be okay.
When we trigger the event.
All right, time to start getting Pharaoh out to the people.
So we'll get some knights starting to spread out around the room. Again, anytime we see a pup on target, we're going to want to try to kill that first. Otherwise, we'll return to whatever Mother Farron we were killing. We'll start northwest. We'll move our way clockwise. When we get to the last one, that's when we're going to want to make sure to move away from the center because that's where the master is going to go active. We will have our main tank and ramp tank on the platform ready to pick him up. Unless we happen to need some med time, then we'll just keep the Mother Farron low. But we should be fine on this one. It's not a hard trial at all. We're not going to engage yet, but I'll take any questions people have at this point in time.
Are you able to hit Master of Hate? I seem to remember somebody aggroing him a long time ago and wiping the raid.
Not to my knowledge. I don't think he's targetable. Well, he might be targetable, but just don't damage him or do any rains near him.
You have to know if these guys are weak to cold or fire or something.
Don't remember last time I fought him, I was a rogue. They melted.
Okay.
I'm just keeping a whole assortment up.
I did a little change to my spell book. Now have 2
all right, so
pages
let's get tanks spread
worth.
out around the outside of the center platform.
Of skills and abilities.
Yes, Bodhi, 5 knights will be plenty.
Of what I may need.
Theoretically, a knight could keep
so I can
range
quick grab
aggro
what I want.
on 2 of them at a time, so we'll be fine.
Shaloza, I apologize, but I am having a horrible time hearing anything at all or anyone. What is it that we knights are looking for?
You're going to tank the range tank the voracious Farrons. I'll put it in raid sight.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, I missed that too. I was talking to somebody. What am I ramp tanking? Apologize.
Stu, you will ramp tank the Master of Hate when he goes active. He'll go active after all 6 of these large Farrons have been killed.
Got you. Sorry, I missed that part. Thank you.
Any other questions before we start then? All right, I'll go ahead and trigger the event for us, and we'll go from there. Just follow assist, other than if I'm on the Master of Hate, and you'll be fine.
I apologize. I did have one last question.
Yes.
Are we using our long burns during this at any point?
You can save your burns for the Master of Hate.
This is going to be a real interesting
Who's
fight,
tanking
though.
the first one?
Definitely.
Zobek.
They're active.
Sorry, are we waiting for assist?
You can go ahead and assist. Call out if we get pups, and I'll target
We have
them.
a pup.
Till. There's a pup.
I'm trying to bring it to raid. Never mind, it's not moving.
Kill those pups when they spawn.
Pup on raid. It's dead.
Next pup's up. Platform 2.
Okay, so what they're doing is they're calling out the pups to let people know where they are.
High priority.
Another one up at platform 2. Call them out if you see
Melee
them.
stays on these guys, and the range kills the pups.
Yep. If you guys see him, call them out. Feel free.
They die before I can land a spell. I'm gonna stay on the
There's a
last.
pup in the middle of the first platform underneath the mother.
There's 2 right here, guys. Oh, never mind. Fucking dog.
There's one under mother, second platform.
There's one under the mother here.
Till.
There's one here.
Pup at platform 5. Coming over towards 3.
Doing really well.
Yeah, Knights, if you could not grab the pups when they spawn, let the free tanks drag it over
Pup
to the
under.
raid.
Pup at raid.
Let's have range DPS take down the
Till.
pups.
Somebody's pet is on.
So as MA, I'll target the pups. Range DPS can take them down.
Okay.
Good idea. They go down pretty quick.
Hey, I can actually land a spell now.
Platform 6.
Not doing too bad. We're getting through the mothers pretty effectively. Although my poison doesn't kick in very
4.
well. Oop. Try not to let him die. Here we go.
Over by 6.
When all this is done, does the Master
Till.
of Fate just go active?
Yes.
Okay.
5.
Probably don't want to stand up here then.
When we get to the last mother, we'll move all DPS over by platform 6, so that way nobody gets between him and the main tank.
Up by 5.
Yep, 5 again.
He's lucky that I was healing him. Helping healing.
Paragon.
Hush is the first on
5.
Paragon.
Okay, Hush. After we kill this next one over here, once we get to the last one. Till. Till.
Six. 6.
All right, so we're on the last mother, so hold DPS when she gets down to 20.
So no
And-
dots?
Till.
Well, no, dots are fine. I just will get our tanks in position.
No deaths so far.
Slow DPS up.
Rangers might want to move.
So let's have our main tank and our ramp tank come up here and stand on the platform behind him. DPS will end up being on the ramp.
Don't kill that thing yet. Unless you're ready, Shaloza.
We're fine. We should be fine. So Cartez is our first ramp, followed by Trico.
Lots of heals here at the start.
Till.
Yes, please start Furious for us when he goes active.
Okay, everybody stand and tons of heals.
Furious running.
Wait for assist.
Oh,
Stewart down.
Stu down.
Janine
try
on
to shoot him
rampage
so
to
I can
keep
get
her
ramp.
alive.
I'm gonna bubble.
Switching to Stonewall. Stonewall up.
Whoa.
You can assist.
Till.
Wow, this guy hits hard.
Watch push, please. I'm using Stonewall.
Caster's turn around.
DPS can hit some burns.
Bubbled again.
There we go. Got a dot in.
Try to circle him, please, DPS, as much as you can.
Yeah, we need to watch this push though too.
We don't want this stuff starting up again.
Yeah, I thought we got over this.
All right, we got it.
All we got was a lousy ornament.
All we got was a lousy order.
Oh no, I see 3 items.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Blood of Malice.
We're not going to zone out, but when we go to zone out, I'm hoping to have mages and
Couple
tanks
runes.
zone out first, so that on the off chance we end up in different picks,
Wow.
hopefully we'll have at least a mage with the main part of the raid.
That's a
and
kick-ass
we can
legging.
get anybody a separate pick called over as we need them.
Yeah, it's like a minor upgrade from what I got. Dang. It's a really nice ring too.
Gosh.
Gotta load up the page and where we do our biddings real quick. 1 sec. All right, there we go. You're all overgeared for this. Nice. Yeah,
Are the
we kind of
Roaring
are.
Mermite runes, those are for spells?
Yep.
Yep.
We're going to be rolling those.
Those are level 70.
And the loots are starting to bid. Anyone can roll in the runes. We're not doing anything special this time around.
Just honor system, only take them as far as you need them.
Right.
Obviously, we find out that anyone is taking them when they don't need them. That's, I mean, I don't know about Gobers, but I'd be cool with booting that person from the guild.
Those aren't lore, so do you want to stagger them?
I'm sure most everyone has. No, wait, melee only has 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, stagger the second one if you don't mind, Jenna.
These runes are spell runes, correct?
Correct, for level 70.
So should we hold off if we're not level 70 yet and let the guys that need them get them first?
No, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna be close to 70. I mean, any time now, and there's a whole bunch that are. We'll just throwing caution to the wind here because anytime we try to cater to like a certain type of thing,
All right,
it
let's see who
bites
won
us in
them.
the ass. So we're just gonna kind of let loose with it.
Okay, Stuart won one with a roll of 1,000.
Man. Way to go, Stuart.
Holy
Nice.
cow!
Good one.
That's why he was asking. He was going to use his special 1,000 roll.
My special powers to roll the
Nice
dice.
space.
Space mammal, go ahead. Holy crap, you two.
Two of them with 1,000.
Double thousands.
It won't let me loot it because I died during the.
Damn.
So I'm
You
gonna have
gotta
to release
target the
it.
body / loot.
All right, let's see. The leggings, fearsome deeds are going up pretty well
fight
for
was a
about
little fun.
10. I'm not going to get involved in that because those people need that gear. I have pretty decent gear right now. Totem of Shattered Hopes is going for 1, and the Bloodband of Malice is going for 24. I'll show you what those are again.
I'm on lockout, I guess. It won't let me loot it.
/ loot's not working.
No, unless I got it. It looks like maybe I got it. I don't know. Let me look.
Did you click on the corpse? It looks like those other
Yeah, I
things
did.
just sell all the time. So
And I did the / loot, but it didn't look like it did anything.
Well, what did it tell you?
You haven't looted it.
Wait till after all the loot's done, and then you can probably get it.
I mean, were you dead for the whole
I
fight?
was dead when he died. Yeah, I died in the beginning and died through the whole fight.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah, I was trying to get ramp to get aggro to be the ramp tank, and he killed me right off.
It's a great question, Curb. Do we do any kind of hails, or we just get the flag for being here?
When you zone out, it does it.
Yep. So has loot been completed?
Loot is done.
Except
I want-
for Stuart's
There he
ring.
goes. He just got
All
it.
right.
Great. I want mages and mages, tanks, and healers to go first. DPS will zone out in a moment. You just run back down the ramp we came from and click the statue.
It's Pteranodon head on a tree.
Do you want DPS to go now?
Yeah, DPS can go now. Yeah, it's the Christmas tree in the center of the bottom circle.
Is it an invisible flag that you get?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not.
So we got hate done.
Was there
Very
no text
easy.
screen? I remember there being text somewhere.
It's under special.
A warrior and a wizard got
That one's
level
for the
70
regular
with the-
trials.
Oh, was it? All right.
Yeah.
If you look under your achievements under progression, it ticks it off there under the seal Mastery of all raids.
I was gonna say, don't you actually need to get the seal? Like, aren't there pieces of it you get from something?
Oh yeah, there it is. Achievements, Omens of War, progression, seal, mastery of all.
Yeah, it says either complete them or obtain the seal Mastery of all.
Yeah, but you should now see a check next to the Mastery of Hate one.
Yeah, it's there.
Right, so next, well, let me see if everybody ended up in the same pick.
We didn't.
Few in 15.
Looks like everybody but a group. So for those of us who are in the DZ, we're going to start clearing our way back to Sixway, and we're heading to Corruption next. Those of you
invis
who
or
did
just
not,
run there?
kill as we go, because there's going to be see invis stuff.
Okay.
Hey Beba, if you're using Raspers, where do I go to look at the list of these? It's kind of tucked around some stuff. Or anyone for that matter.
Raid instances were my proving grounds, I think.
Yep. Sorry, I was just pulling mine up to give you the answer.
Got it. There it is. Thank you.
Thanks.
For For those who did not end up in our pick, check the guild window to see what pick we're in and pick over.
Main force is in the main pick, right?
Ah, got it.
I didn't look.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, just confirming.
So we are going back to 6-way, and then we will take the east corridor.
It will not let me move back to the main pick.
We got 160-second wait.
There's 95 people in here too.
Then we will get you before, as we start zoning in and the pick numbers go down, we will get you in and call of hero you at that point.
Which way is the next one?
Turn left at the 6-way.
Yep, go back to 6-way and go. We're going east.
What?
We're coming from the east?
We're going
We're
west?
coming from the northeast. We're going
coming
to
from the
the
northeast. We're
east.
going east.
Ah,
Oh,
southeast.
okay.
Gotcha.
The curlicue in the
Niall.
northeast corner.
Bring him under raid from the behind.
Don't go south here. We're going east. Find on Shaloza if you're not familiar.
Oh yeah.
So right now we gotta wait where
Back
we
here
are
by the
with this group, and
name
then
map.
we'll go pick over when it's time.
Kept it kind of clear.
Group here killing, it looks like.
Yeah, there's a signet spawn there.
It's
So
a day
as
in the
people,
life of a
as
signet
people
group.
are likely finding, this zone is tricky because where it looks like there are full paths, there are walls.
Yeah, the same thing happened to us like 3 times earlier when we were camping on the other side of this zone. Raid just came through and cleared out our whole camp.
That happens if you're in
Yeah.
base.
Nothing you can do about it.
Especially like the launch of the server too.
That's like halls of honor, right? Type deal.
You just gotta do what I did and then do OOC. Wrong way. No, not that way. And then that's yeah.
That was so funny.
I did it when a guild was doing it
I know,
earlier.
I was with you. I was with you.
I did it today too.
Oh, gotcha.
I think Balbo joined in too.
I think it was me, you, Proc, and a few other people in halls of honor.
They were following us. Yeah.
Wow, so
Meatloaf.
many of these.
Meatloaf. It's funny.
Yeah, throwbacks. Peanut butter was there too, right?
Oh, I miss peanut butter.
Jelly time?
Peanut butter jelly.
That was his last name.
Yeah,
He's
it
a good
was.
dude.
And
With a baseball bat.
his monk was in a van, and his last name was down by the river.
Tongue.
Yeah, he was the other druid before I was left alone for a while.
Yeah. And for a while there was like 1.5 druid.
Yeah, we had the channel 1.5, right?
Till.
And then we had Gimp, and just no one's ever compared.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, no one's ever hit that level of bottom.
Silv Talon stunned.
Except for maybe Cav. Remember Cav?
It's a lot of time.
Oh man, yeah. Next. What was it? Next group? I
Next
can't
group
remember.
cats
Next
suck.
group cats suck.
Yeah.
Cav watched a lot on Netflix while he was raiding.
Oh, for sure. That dude was in and out of consciousness as far as I can
Oh,
tell.
dude. Yeah, I joined the guild when we were in Luckland. Well, I joined Avelius, but I got to max and we were in Vextal, and I was like, oh look, I'm grouped to my class leader. I get to learn some stuff. Then he was AFK the whole time until we got to bosses. His mana was full and then as soon as we got to a boss, he would just dump his mana. I go, oh, okay, this is how this is, I guess.
Yeah, dude, Cap was just around for a really long time, and he was a good guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, there was no other choice. I was like, here you go, Cap.
He was always there for the ports.
Yeah, he was definitely a good dude.
Slad, I think you were the first druid in this guild to actually cast dots.
Totally untrue.
Who was the first then?
We have the main raid going
Well, I
through
wasn't parsing
another
stuff when you
instance
were a
right now.
druid.
They're getting to where they're supposed to go.
Lauren in his 19
Once they
main
start
and
zoning
druids
into
and
the
Wansale.
instance that they're going to be
Okay.
fighting
Oh, yeah,
in,
for sure he
they'll
was.
tell us to pick over, and
He
then
was
they'll
the
see
second
it's just over to them.
Yeah, but I mean, he was probably a druid
So
for
right
like
now we're just waiting.
2 weeks before main changed again. So
I tried
Expansion and a half.
soloing this thing.
So
It was quite
clear
interesting.
comms for me for a minute. We are going to prep for the corruption trial.
They don't have much health,
There's
but they
still
do
some
hit
people who
decently
can't
hard.
Get into this pick, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Let's do. Let's trigger the DZ, please. And then what we'll do is we'll zone in, and mages stay in this zone, please, and we will get you switched around so the people who need calls can get called to us. When you zone in, go to the center. Do not talk to any of the NPCs that are in there.
Oh, they're all in one group too. Okay, this is perfect.
And in raid, say I've thrown some spam about this raid. This is the Mastery of Corruption. It's raid versus raid. So we will have 3 waves. As soon as you kill all the NPCs in one raid, it automatically triggers the next one. So we'll use that to our advantage as we need it. As you're able, go ahead, zone in, move to the center, and just chill there.
See if you can go now, Tussle. When you guys come through, I'm gonna move you out of the group. For
I
like
got
1 second,
a
then,
lot
and
to get
so
in Omens of War.
So I can throw one mage of them.
I already
but
dumped
one mage
130 in. I'm still not where I need to be. All right, we're just waiting for Tussle to pick us over when they're ready.
There's also monks, and they can FT, so you can't kill them while they're FT.
Yep, so I do have our kill order posted. If we find that the clerics are causing trouble, we will kill them after the chanters. But essentially, we kill the rogues first because they hit like trucks and they shadow step. We kill the enchanters after that so they stop mezzing us. And then if we need to kill the clerics, we will. We always want to leave one up so that we can med if need be. Caster DPS followed by monks and warriors. And yeah, the monks are funny. They'll feign death for like 2 minutes and you can't target them or do anything. So this is a raid where we're going to want to have people being active. We're going to want to make sure we're watching heals on anybody and everybody who's tanking. It starts us off with 6 mobs, so it won't be terrible. The second wave, which will come from
that's
the tunnel
gay.
we just came through, we'll get. That's where they'll come from. We'll get 12 the next wave, and then 18 for the final wave.
Oh man, zone is still overfull apparently.
No, pick 14 is holy 110 in there.
The raid can come set up over by Shaloza.
It's taking a little
Over
bit of
between
time
platforms
because we're
2
having
and
trouble
3
getting
for
into
right
the
now.
pick.
They must have gone link dead. That's 2 less. I'm gonna zone in and see if that helps.
At 40, it should let you in.
Can we have a mage pick over Well, then they won't be in the right spot.
Correct.
Right.
Unless if you.
What if you zone in,
funny
put them
business.
in the group with those guys, and then they can zone back out? They should show up on the right pick.
Interesting.
Janya is. I don't know if she's like broken or what. I tried calling her at the house and she's not answering her phone, but she's still back at the last zone. She is in this instance. Could we summon her just so she's at the zone so she can zone in when she comes back?
I don't know.
She's out of the raid.
We can't do it anymore. They must have
Oh, they must have lost internet.
Hey, Amonis, why don't you come in here? Actually, Nukers is in here, aren't you? Yeah, stay out there, Amonis. I'm gonna put you in their group, Nukers, and I want to see if you can zone out and be in their pick, okay? Try coming down here, Nukers, zoning out, and then see if you're in their pick. And then you might be able to comp.
You guys are in what pick?
I'm in base.
Did that work, Nuker? Oh, nice. Can you comp them?
Do you want Vile to stay out here and I zone in and try that with Sylv?
Yeah. I'm gonna move one of them over to that pick so it... Actually, I probably shouldn't have to, right? Sylv will definitely make it so that you zone in there?
Yeah, he should, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. Okay, once you guys get in here, go on, let me know when you're all done, Nukers, and Monis and everybody's back in here.
What pick are you guys in?
Doesn't matter, Kothing.
Yeah, you just hang there. He's gonna zone to you.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
Cool.
So I mean, it's just whoever Nuker's got to pull.
Click on the statue and go in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, any of you people in general chat just get that?
I didn't see it.
I'm not in general.
The OMM clicky Gina trigger works.
Thanks all for being patient. With the picks, it creates a challenge, but we, because we had some mages go out first and the rest join, we were able to bypass that for the most part.
Nice.
I mean, it's Vile can join it, zone in, right?
Yes. Yeah. Are other people in now?
Looks like we've got everybody.
Excellent.
Great. So check your buffs, and I'll go through the strat for us. Right now, as we're doing that again, kind of form up around Shaloza, and I'll go over this again. So this is going to be raid versus raid. First wave, we're going to have 6 NPC raiders up. Once we kill those, we will get 12. They're going to come through the tunnel we just came through. When we kill those, we're going to get the final wave, which is 18. These come in a variety of classes: rogues, enchanters, caster, DPS like wizard and mage. We get monks, warriors, and clerics. So we're not sure necessarily each time what we're going to get, but each class is named, shares certain names. So as MA, I've got hotkeys set up for all the rogues because we're going to want to kill those first. After that, we're going to kill the enchanters. And as long as the clerics are not causing trouble for us, we'll then move to caster DPS, melee DPS, and then finish up with the final cleric. The next wave will not spawn until we have killed all the mobs from the current wave that we're on.
All the mobs hold the 1.0 epics, so it's easy to see.
Yes, easy to tell the class by the epic that they are holding, just so people are aware of that. This is one we'll probably want to use our wards, maybe have one group on wave 2, one group on wave 3, just so we have some AE healing going out. Always a wise decision to back to the wall until we have the rogues killed. They will backstab, they will shadow step, so we're going to want to get them locked down and killed as quickly as possible. Stuart, there are no SKs or pallies or rangers because they didn't want to overwhelm us with awesomeness.
Glad to hear it. I like that you put it that way.
No Zerkers, I see.
I'm not sure that any of these are mezzable, so we are going to want to off-tank as much as possible. That may be a different story when we get our level 70 mezzes. Enchanters can certainly try it and find out. Let me know what's going on. But especially during the initial crush, we're going to want to get as many as possible locked down by tanks.
The write-up that Valcoin put out said nothing can be mess charmed or stunned.
And there we have it. Not sure about root either, but would be a wise decision. Again, off-tank everything. Rangers may have to end up using Weapon Shield at some point on Wave 3. Luckily for us, Wave 2 is going to give us a bit of a test, and based off that, we'll see if we need to do anything differently going into Wave 3. Certainly one possibility is that when the wave comes in, we have a warrior run up to them with Furious, just to try to build a bunch of aggro that we can then taunt off.
So raid versus raid.
So these three in front of us are 2 wizards and an enchanter. And on the other side, we have a cleric, a monk, and a warrior.
There's a wizard over here, which is cool.
Yes,
There's a
so
froggy.
for this one, we can obviously get tanks pre-set up in front of them with them targeted. The DPS is going to kill the enchanter first, followed by the wizards, and then we'll move over and kill the melee DPS, leaving the cleric for last. Any questions before we stage?
There's like 20 minutes left on haste. You think we'll be done in 20 minutes or rebuff it again?
Go ahead and rebuff. Why not?
Is everyone here?
But we should be. All right, so let's get tanks in front of each of these mobs. Again, we're going to go after Varix first because he is an enchanter. All right, I'm going to start this event for us. Let's get ready. And they're active.
Tell. Tell.
Line of sight's going to be an issue for wards here.
Tell.
Are these mobs perma-rooted?
No, they'll move around.
Okay, good to know.
Now we can spread our wards
I
around,
can't
I
even
suppose.
find the one I've targeted.
Oh, this monk at 29% must be dead.
It's on a pet, I think.
It feigns death, that's why you can't find it.
There we go. It was in the wall. It's up there. I can
It's
see it
back
up
up.
high.
Monk's back up.
It's up high. It's up
Actually,
high
let's
here
sit
in the
back as
wall.
warder.
It's up high in the wall.
Yeah, I can see it.
Well, now we're not going to want to do that on some of these other mobs.
It's on Stove Talon's warder.
Yeah, back all the warders off, please.
He might have to go on the other side of the platform to pull it down.
I can shoot it.
You guys, back up, back up, back up.
Yeah, I went to the other side of the platform to get him.
It's on Balbro now. Cool.
I'm sitting back away from it, so it's not coming to me yet.
It's a wizard, so it's probably still casting on you.
Just range it, I guess.
Can you push him?
I can hit it from here. I don't know.
I haven't been
He's
able
out.
to do anything with
It's
Dragon
down.
Sword.
It's down. It's in the middle
It's
platform.
in center.
All right, when he dies,
Tell.
back up between the platforms again. And the next wave. Let's get some warriors out front.
They're up. They're already on us.
Tell.
Steel Shadows
Rogue targeted.
Tell.
So we're just
Tell.
going to fight here in front of the main platform?
We'll pull them back if we need to, I guess.
Popping wards here.
Steel Shadows a rogue as well, guys.
As long as you don't get feared down the hallway, you should be good.
Tell.
That was some rogue on rogue action.
Sounds like a fantasy for you.
It's a fantasy game.
See a little short gnome chanter too.
Peapock.
Tell.
Beast channers help me out, get everything slowed.
Tell.
This cleric's in full planar armor.
Get that 1.0.
Tell.
This dude just mended.
Tell.
Yeah, they were doing it the first round too.
Tell.
Try not to get too close
Although you
to the
can't
edge.
target them or attack them while they're feigned death too. As if they actually...
Tell.
So after this dies, pull the last one back away from this tunnel.
My ward's up over there with the other wards, so they may come and run in for me.
How's healer mana?
Full.
Yeah, this is
Alright,
really
spawning the
interesting.
next wave. 18 of them, pick them up as they come in.
It's a necro.
Rogue cat.
Vesusius Hideblade.
Assist on Joner.
Tell.
No, it's attacking me.
Edgerush down.
Vesuki is a rogue.
I'm on a chanter. Somebody just pulled in with me.
Till.
Who is it?
I'm on Vasuki.
Got him.
Hatteras is dead.
These are super resistant to slow.
Yeah, I'm unable to land one.
Till.
Are they aiming at us?
Wizards.
The wizards are. Please let me know if I missed a
Till.
rogue, but I think I got them all.
This is the weirdest trial
Till.
I've ever seen. It's like their spells aren't doing jack to us.
Just one more, I guess. Rogue.
Till.
I think we're just way overly geared.
Till.
Janine down.
Get a divine in there.
Till.
Height models all is real helpful here.
So helpful.
Fire down.
Divine yet? Me?
No.
Can somebody hit that?
I'll get on six.
Till.
Yeah, Pally or Horse and then get fired up. That would be easier.
I am tanking one at the moment.
Till.
Truth and Shameless can rest too.
Only out of combat.
Can you call in combat?
There's
Till.
but it means they have the AA.
Who do you have the combat res thing?
Hey, did somebody get fire up yet? Cena, are you able to res
Till.
fire?
I can get.
Thank you.
Anybody else needs a res?
Till.
I think it was melee that killed people, mainly.
Get a lot of aggro.
Till.
Probably 2 or 3 each most of the time.
Check.
Yeah, Skag died while I was getting the head off of me.
Skag got backstabbed for 6,000 though, so.
So res anyone who's down, please.
Still got a monk.
Try
He's
to
at
get people-
16%.
Try to get people rebuffed as fast as you can when you see him come up.
It's the last wave.
It's the last wave.
There's no boss at the end of
Till.
this.
Nope.
Yay.
Interesting.
Let me know if anybody needs the brills.
Oh, wow. We got Bracer of
Oh,
Corrupt
nice weapon.
Souls,
Fangs.
Form up on the south side here. That way we can.
Cord of
easily do rebuffs.
Malaculent, and Fangs of the Serpent. Holy shit, that's a nice weapon. Oh my gosh, 1.5 right there.
Just to be clear, are we going south or are we going to the ramp? Because I'm seeing the raid run literally back and forth.
South.
Bless you.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks.
Bless you.
We're starting the bidding.
Okay, bidding
You
is
stagger
going
that
up.
rune.
Let's see how it goes. I do have one question for my combination of my Earth and Destroyer and Iron Baton. Do I change that out anytime soon for newer weapons?
Say what?
I got the Earth and Destroyer and Steel Baton. Because of the proc on it, they're pretty good. And I have the proc A's. The question is do I switch out these weapons eventually and when?
Yeah. Any time basically. The proc isn't really more DPS than most of the melee stuff for very long.
Mm.
If ever.
So basically in OOW and up, I start replacing it.
I would.
Yeah, I mean you're
Plus,
gonna
you're
get
gonna get your
2.0 Right. 2.0 should be a gimme, and then maybe even the attack could be open be a gimme or something.
999. We're keeping the trend.
Right now I have to build up DKP.
Oh, only 900, Malia.
Yeah, do
You
better.
broke the
Come on.
streak.
Wow, a lot of these people are just getting such insane rolls. Alright, so Bracer Corrupt Souls going for 2. Fangs of the Serpent for 21. Court of Malclint for 2. Yeah, this is being fought over by the rogues, not the rogues, the Beastlords and the monks. Mainly the monks right now. It's literally the monks and a few Beastlords. Still not bad.
Sylv, you want to take Johnny out of that Paragon order?
Roger. She dropped.
She doesn't have power right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Loot finished.
All right, 36 for the fangs,
finished.
6 for the bracer, and
Alright,
3 for the
mages zone
cord.
out first.
Gonna switch over to visibility.
Tanks and healers next. Everybody else can zone out now.
I'm surprised how easy these are.
Yeah. We'll be going to adaptation next, so I believe we're going to have to clear back to towards 6-way, but not all the way. Actually, we're lucky. We go back around this curve, and then we go straight south from there.
Ah, I'm in with the main group now. Nice.
Tell. Tell.
I was late to leave.
Yeah, being really well geared helps in
Kokus
these
and I are
trials.
the
Holy
only
cow.
two that got into a different pick.
You guys get over.
I think Anguish is going to be a lot of fun for us.
Oh, yeah, I can pick over him.
Tell. Tell.
Oh, it won't let me.
We'll get you the same way we did last
Tell.
time. Don't worry about it.
I didn't realize there was a limit on number of people.
It's just
Those
standard
damn
zone
magical
garbage.
corpses.
Tell. 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 Till.
Another total page. Only roll if you can use it.
I like to put pages in my druid scrapbook.
Till.
Okay, after all the clerics have it.
Thank you, I already have the tax space.
Till.
We're going past an XP group, so leave their stuff alone. We're going almost all the way back to Six-Way and then south. West and then south here.
Till.
Guys, pay attention. Going two separate ways.
Do not attack the style lightning warrior.
Till.
It's either that or 2.0.
It's hard to hit 2.0.
Till. Till.
Another page.
Yeah, nobody rolled on the last two.
Till.
Raid splitting it.
Yep, sorry, we'll need to go west here.
till,
These guys supposed to aggro on me?
No, you ran too far.
You can just kill him real quick.
till, till, till,
That was pretty fun.
A little bit of raid spam for us about this event. This is going to be one of our shapeshifter events. That's the shapeshifter.
So with Tokus and Fire. I'm gonna push you over them, Lana.
Very low.
Okay.
A little bit of discrepancy between the write-ups that I've read through about the difference between brutality and pain. So we'll play it by ear when we get there. But essentially, we're going to have a couple different adaptations, versions of this mob, starting changing at 30 seconds, then 60 seconds, then 90 seconds. Each has a weakness. Each does something tricky. Just keep in mind the diminutive constructs can be mezzed. The lick of flame can be stunned. And do we happen to have a chanter with a high level mez, level 73?
We still have our sticks that do 72.
We won't be able to. Sorry, I mean a high level charm.
No, not that
Okay.
I know of.
Then we won't be able to charm the moat of ice, so we'll have to off tank that.
They might have the unresistible 3-minute mez AAs.
Edict of Command, I think.
No one has spells, but there's an AA that's 3 minutes. I don't know if that for mez, if that helps.
Non-combobulate?
Can we zone in so I can zone back out and get the guy?
Yes, we can zone in.
Might be the one, Jenna. I forget the name.
All right, here we go.
I was able to pick.
True name, I think, and Edict of Command are the two that can be used to mez.
Okay, yeah.
No, those are charms. But
they can be used to charm the moat of ice.
Okay.
Let's have the raid form along the east wall. Straight east, not northeast. So do we have somebody with Noctambulate 3?
I'll buy it if you want me to.
A bunch of people need to come down to the south to join the group.
Seems like that'll be pretty helpful to have on this Jenna.
Alright.
The thing I'd say is make sure no one does any damage. It's 3 minutes, unresistible. 36-minute recast, so if someone breaks it, it's NA.
Yep. We'll rebuff here if there's something that anybody is missing.
Okay, doing buffs for Pharaoh while we wait. We aced the last two trials with no problems.
Jenna,
We
do you
had
have
one
True
death in the
Name
second trial,
or Edict of Command?
maybe two, and that was
One of
about
those
it.
might be an AA.
That was the raid on raid fight trial.
True Name's level 60 spell, so highly unlikely. It's also at the back of the lottery wheel.
Level 70, you mean?
Yeah, I don't have True Name. I don't see an A. Man.
I think they merged it into Dire Charm. The higher levels of Dire Charm become what used to be Edict of Command.
It's a later expansion, then you can't buy it now.
Yeah, I can't buy it now.
Okay.
But I got an Uncombulate. That does up to 73, and I got the stick that does up to 72.
Jesus.
I think the diminutive ads are not that high, so we'll be okay, but those are great to have. especially if they're not
172,005 plat. Damn. That's expensive.
Looks like we'll need to be able to mez 65.
That's
So I'll toss some
insane.
spam back.
That's insane for the rune. But that's the first rune on the AH, so somebody could be desperate enough to
we'll
want it.
get this mob shifting forms periodically. I've listed there what we can use against it. Some of them will do special things. Pain will flurry. Fire will spawn a lick of flame that we need to stun. And we'll also do an AE dot mana drain. Construct of Ice will reflect spells and spawn a charmable Mote of Frost. We don't have anybody who can charm it right now, so we're just going to have to off-tank that. Construct of Power should AE Rampage, and Brutality does an AE Endurance Drain and Slow. That is what I got from one site. It's contradicted a little bit by another, so we may have to sort out the difference between Power and Brutality on the fly. But certainly when we get diminutive constructs, we're going to need to have those mezzed. So mez the diminutive constructs, stun the lick of flame, and off-tank the Mote of Frost.
It looks like Fire and Ice have some form of AEs to them. So I'd say whichever one we get to group one. Sorry, I'll ask you. So are we going to end up with Fire or Ice first, or they all come at once?
We start with Pain first, and then after that, it's random.
Okay. Well, for the first time through, let's just be preventive about it. Group 1 wards go with the first Fire or Ice that we see. Group 2 go with the second one where they do. Because that's where the AEs look like to be.
And if I could have a tank order with a Rampage tank, please. Being proactive, I'm going to say we're going to discover push to be a challenge in this raid. So essentially what we're going to do if we find push going all over the place, tanks, is we are going to walk the mob. What that means is we're basically you're going to tank it either on the north side or the south side of the mob. And as DPS starts pushing it, you're going to keep backing up until I call for a swap, at which point you will move around to the other side of the mob and we'll just start pushing it the other way. I'd love to say push won't be an issue, but predicting that it will, we're going to try something a little along those lines.
Can we pin it against the center platform with the tanks back to the platform?
I don't believe we can. And and we're definitely not pushing against the walls because it'll just go up the walls. Healers and casters and any range DPS, if you stand up the wall a little bit, there's a chance you might miss out some of the AEs, but it's been a while, so I can't confirm that. But as long as we have our AE heals going and we're quick to pick up any of the spawns, this should be another relatively easy raid.
It looks like just Tokus needs a DI and then we're good to go.
Dr. Zax.
Anybody else missing any buffs?
Looks like I'm good. As far as I can tell.
What I'll say, Traco, I see up there. What I'm tempted to do is send Stu up to trigger the event and have him DA and pull the mob off the platform to us here along the east wall. Rather than having to tank it and push it off that platform.
I'm up here. Just say when.
Tanks and healers ready? So Stu, he will activate when you say ready to him. So you can hail him, hit DA, and then say ready. Yeah, let's start with Blunt to be on the safe side. All right, Stu is triggering. All right, bring him over to a Stu. Trico starting. DPS wait for assist. Assist
Till.
is called. Trico, you can move to the south. DPS move to the north. Casters can face south. DPS can hit burn. Get the moat mezzed. No spells on this one, and we do have an AE out.
Or group 1 drop.
So don't cast on him, he is reflecting.
Okay.
Just keep that moat off tank, please. It'll despawn when he changes forms.
Someone call out with
Sure. This resists spells, but I'm not sure about weakness to melee damage.
I didn't see any either, just the 3 except for Fire and Ice.
This is breath too.
Are we killing these moats?
You can if you want. It'll despawn when he changes forms. Moving forward, we'll likely be able to charge him. Construct of Pain, so should be Blunt.
Mine says weak to pierce. That's weird.
Yeah, I get much better numbers on Pierce.
All right, switch to Pierce then.
Fire.
Yep, keep them stunned. Back to Pierce. And easy peasy.
That was easy.
All right. Let's see what we got. Trial number 3 down. Oh, nice belt.
Oh, melee.
Time to bid.
Some
Ooh,
nice
nice.
stuff.
Furious Might, 40 attack. Click.
It's pretty nice stuff.
So we're just gonna do the other 3 trials now too.
It's a really good
We
belt.
might as well. We're on a roll.
All right, so the veil's going for 1. The boots of alternate perception going for 1. The belt is going for over 15 right now. Not bad.
Oh, there, still
Yeah,
counting the
nice.
10,000s out.
Wow, that'll probably be my slow. I'm hoping for either ferocity or the cat.
It's in a order. You can look on Alice and tell you exactly.
Yeah, I know it's the slow. It's slow, ferocity, then the cat.
So we will be doing Foresight next. That's going to be our Simon Says one. And I'm not as concerned about us all zoning out in the same pick because I believe it's actually faster for us all to pick over and run from the entrance.
So the
when
belt
we
is
zone
going
out,
for
like,
20.
No matter
The
where
boots are
people
going
end
for
up, are
3.
you just going to pick
The
like the
veil is
lowest
going for around
pick or something
15.
and have everyone go there so we can all be together so that we get back to the entrance? Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's my plan. Could I have somebody else volunteer to be MA for a few moments?
You can throw it to Balbo if you want.
All right, that's the end. So go ahead and zone out.
Yep, you can go ahead and zone out.
There's a name up in the room we just cleared on accident.
I have a combat timer?
Yes, there is. Stormer.
Nice.
Till.
We had a name pop in our group like 5 seconds before a raid went through it.
We have we're
Till.
split about evenly between 2 picks right now.
That's fine. Once we've killed this name, we'll all I'll choose a pick for us.
We probably have about 2 minutes on out of combat time.
Gotta wait for it to roll too.
Till.
Oh, we zoned out too soon. We're waiting for those runes to roll.
Till.
No, they already went out, so tell them another.
Okay.
They're talking about the loot out here from this name, but it's tradeable.
It's tunable, so you can just grab it.
Till.
Why don't we all pick over to pick 9?
Pick 9.
Still got about 15 seconds on combat timer.
And hold at the zone end while we all get picked over.
Half of us are in 9.
Yep, that's why I picked it.
Where are we going next?
We're going to go to Foresight, Simon says next.
But if they're in 9, that means they won't get an evac.
Yeah, we're going to be stuck here or have to fight through.
We'll have a mage call.
Mage call.
So
Yeah,
many
I'm
people have
already
already
in
gone.
mine.
We should just do mage calls.
Yeah, just do mage call.
It'll be an extremely long run.
Are we invising?
Yes, we're going to invis. We should be able to get much of the way there without
Till.
aggro
And
from the zone end.
I'm sorry,
So
is
we're
it
currently
body we're
pick
going
9.
to?
Foresight.
Tactics.
Bottom right.
Got it.
So if you zoned out into pick 9, we're going to kind of sit still, wait for some costs.
Kill that mob real quick at the zone.
I didn't prep hotkeys to talk about this event, but the short answer is if you have Gina, you will be fine. If you do not, it's going to be trickier for you.
Hey guys, yeah, start attacking.
Cole's dying. Coleman.
Yeah, it's so frustrating how it looks like the next one's so close to us, but we'd have to run all the way back up to the 6-way and then come back down.
Alright, yeah, as we're running, we're getting aggro and stuff like that. So do you want us to just chill then?
Yes, just chill. Otherwise, it's an incredibly long clear for you.
No, that sounds good, because we just ran into some invis mobs, so staying in here sounds better.
But free XP.
Sorry, I thought I already stated that just to stay there.
You did. Some people ran up anyway.
Yeah, I'll put a mage with you guys in a minute.
They were just doing it for the faction hits.
The XPs, I need to get 67.
So which groups is it? Anyways, I can put a mage over there right now, just to...
I think a couple people in 4.
All of Nakonix's group.
Okay, Nukers, I'm going to put you over with them. And some people in 4, you said?
Just Etos, it looks.
Like everybody in group 6?
Everyone in group 5 needs a cough.
Several in group 1.
Alright, if you start doing those, people want it once you get there.
So we're going to be doing another trial here.
I'm going to need a call on forward.
I think Sylph's group, Brenna's group.
Falric is in group 1 for the record.
File if you want to get them. Once we get them. Then I'll just start moving people around.
Thanks for the auto follow, Bodhi.
Okay, I got Hush and Ether.
Okay, group 5 needs it?
Yep.
If you are at tactics, please just move to the south cubby, and we will wait there.
There's a bunch of people in group 3 that need COH. Only one
5
that's
and
not
6.
here is Janine.
Yeah, five's got a mage.
There was.
I see Curb. He's in group 2. Ortiz. He's in group 1.
Several from group 6. Yep.
Crevice is in group 11.
There.
Let me know when those people are done from group 1, Vile.
You took nukers out of our group. We still need Fire Tamer. Sucked back.
Do we really need Fire Tamer?
I mean, whatever.
Did you say that we need Fire Tamer?
Only if Jenna goes link dead.
What?
Is that everybody in group 1, Vile?
No.
I ain't link dead.
There are C and Viz in the way. For Janine, I need a cough.
So you ready for the next group, Nuker?
You know, Clef, you can run anywhere no one can see you.
He's AFK.
You ready for new people?
Okay. I just gotta get Clef.
Yeah, I suppose the rogues could run, right?
Yeah, they can run everywhere.
Most of group 3 is still over here.
I'm
yeah,
back.
You guys got a mage.
I just thought we had nukers. He got pulled.
Huh?
We had nukers in our group and he got pulled.
You got Vileus right in your group.
I know we had nukers a minute ago. I was looking for that. Sorry.
That's okay. Curb, you need one. Who else needs one? That's
Crevice, maybe? I don't know. And Jenna?
Does all of group 11 need it? Yeah, you guys should have told me your whole group needed it.
Trying to turn up these people who are really low talks.
Thank you, Winladar, for
That
triggering that Gina.
Hopefully everybody heard that if you were with the raid.
Yeah, what the heck?
So, incoming raid spam in the raid window.
Could you send me an updated Gina trigger? This is Sylvtown.
Who's still waiting on a cost?
ETOS, I think. Yeah, ETOS.
Can we do the spam again?
Curb, are you here?
Which spam do you need?
Just to trigger Gina.
Yeah, I could use it too. I have an older version of it, but don't have the newest one.
I don't have those triggers.
Yeah, I'm not even hearing any of the triggers you're talking about, so I think I need an update.
I'm not setting any of them off. Only one trigger was set off by Winladar.
Ew.
I didn't do it. Hush and Crevice, are you guys here? And Violet.
Thank you.
Crevice is here.
I think some people probably need it shared.
The one trigger was that the mob had a damage shield, right?
Shared in raid say, just the ones for the trials. So, foresight and specialization.
I'm just assuming everybody's here now.
You probably already have those if you got stuff from me or Gobers, so you don't need to click accept on those.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that you click on the trigger group and add your character to it.
How long before we start this one?
I'd say at least 5 minutes.
All right, barebacks.
Yeah, now's probably a good time if people want to take a quick second here and get a drink.
Okay.
Use 1,000. Halfway through.
If you are here, what I want you to do is everyone take their rings off. And if you are a melee, set up a bandolier that leaves your primary weapon empty. It's no item at all in your primary.
Why do we take our rings off?
Because one of the emotes that we get is going to give you damage if you have rings on, and so the easy solution is you just don't wear your rings and you don't have to worry about that one.
I like it.
Otherwise, you have to take them off mid-raid or mid-fight.
And you can't bandolier your rings.
Or can you?
Nice. My healing focuses on my ring. Fantastic.
Well, we're not. You don't have to melee, right?
If you're melee, yes, you do.
But if you don't have to melee, you don't need to take your rings off.
Correct. So my main on past servers was a wizard. I would remove my main and my rings, and just leave them off the whole raid. So I may have just said opposite. Keep your rings off, and if you're a melee, have a bandolier with an empty primary slot. If you're a caster, no primary at all.
And keep my shield on, right?
Yes, that's fine.
Actually, secondary weapons better to have.
So the goal behind this raid is we want to kill all 6 Dragorns. Once they're all dead, we win. If we have people start dying to emotes, more people are going to get more emotes at the same time. For the most part, there are 2 types of emotes. There are room emotes that will tell you, like, hey, the floor is getting hot, the center looks safe, you want to move to the center for that. It'll tell you to move different quadrants of the room as well. The northeast quadrant, southeast, southwest, south north, or southwest. So just make sure you're paying attention to your event messages. We will also get random emotes from the kivs that are going to be spawned around the room. They are untargetable. They'll have you do things like make sure you're moving, make sure you're standing, duck. When in doubt, follow the kiv emotes first because they do more damage. For example, if you're told to duck and you fail to do so, you take 10k damage.
Ooh.
Robot.
That's insane. And my basic emotes are on my
Probably
main
more
chat.
so than most raids in the past. You really need to pay specific attention to this, otherwise you're just going to die.
Seeing how easy the other trials have been, if we pop our wards, we are going to probably have very little trouble with this, with minimal dodging of emotes. When we go in and we set up, basically what we'll do is, or what I've done in the past is, have melee start on one mob, have casters start on the other, and they sort of meet in the middle. But seeing how easy, these are much easier than I remember them being from past servers. This really shouldn't be a challenge for us. And casters, yes, rings and primary. Thank you.
But definitely the cave, those do hurt.
The kivs do hurt, yeah, so you're still going to want to duck if it tells you that it's aiming for your head, move if it says it's targeting you, stand still if it's anticipating your movements, still respond to the kiv ones. The room ones, if you can, great. If you don't, we should be able to heal through it. Oh no, I just failed an emote.
Haha, play better. Nice.
Yeah, play better.
Beautiful.
What the hell?
So the questions about the melee without primary, you only have to remove your primary when you get the emote that you feel your weapon heating up. As soon as that emote goes off, you can put your primary weapon back on again. So you're going to spend most of your time with your primary on. You'll just want to occasionally switch it out if you get that emote. So why don't we go ahead, spawn the DZ, and we can all form up inside it, and we'll make sure we've got things figured out before we burn through this one.
So apologies if you answered this already, but does everybody get the same emote, or is it different for everybody?
No, different for everybody and different timing. So that's why we're not. You can't just watch the other players and move the way they do. We individually get our own emotes, but it's the same pool of emotes for us.
I have one more question.
Yep.
Being that rangers can use our bows, if we just have a primary empty, are we good for the entire fight?
Yeah, you're good for the entire fight. You'll lose some stats, but it's minimal.
Thank you.
So when the DZ goes active, we can all zone in, and let's meet up on the center platform.
Hopefully I don't die. I would hate that. Oh, these ones where you have to follow, hopefully I get everything correctly.
We'll redo it before we start.
At least I can survive a 10k hit as long as I take no other damage.
Whoever made that trigger should have made it say duck, duck, goose.
Missed opportunity.
Just saying.
So when you get that, is it just duck and then come back up, or
Stay ducked until you see the emote that an arrow misses your head, and then you can stand up after that.
Okay.
There's about 5 seconds from each emote to where it goes active, so you'll have to kind of time it a little bit. But yeah, when you get an emote like that, you will then get another one saying that basically they missed and you're okay.
It had a timer with it too, so I'm hoping that once the timer's gone, with a little bit of forgiveness there, hopefully that helps too.
Correct. So generally speaking, I think what we'll do is we'll have melee start with the Dragorn Annihilator, the one that's in the northwest-ish corner, platform 1 we'll call it. And the casters can start with the Dragorn Flamecaster, who is on, let's call it platform 6. Probably can have a ranged tank keeping aggro for the casters. You'll just want to keep an eye out for the emotes that the Dragorn is getting ready to explode, aka get out of melee range, or that he's starting to reflect spells, aka don't cast on him. And casters, when I used to do this on my wizard, I just stood on the middle platform here and moved around so I could target each mob. Dotters, you can probably dot them all up.
Do they summon?
I'm not sure. I think Balk is going to find that out.
That's very true.
So we've got haste coming out. And while we're doing that, any last questions, anything people are not certain of?
We are waiting on assist on this, right?
Sure. I mean, it won't take very long because we can have a tank in there doing damage and taunting and all of that stuff. At least the one the melees are on.
Okay.
We'll do this. We'll have a tank on. Let's have a tank for the melee and a tank for the casters, and we'll just stick all damage to those two mobs. We'll kill around the room toward the east and meet in the middle. So for a tank order, could I have 2 tanks?
Sure.
I'll do something. Tell me what to do.
Tank a mob. We need one for the Annihilator and one for the Flamecaster.
All right. I'll do the flame one. Cartez could do the other one.
And I'm fine with Burns being used on this one.
Fair enough. I don't see Carthus in the zone just yet.
Mm.
Alright, so Trico can get the other one then. Or one of the other tanks.
I think he did say he's stepping away for a minute.
We'll give him a minute, see if he shows up, because I don't want him to zone into a DT.
I'm zoning in now, so.
Great.
So to be clear, who's tanking the Annihilator?
I got the Annihilator.
I thought you had the flame.
So got to pay attention to this window heavily on this fight.
All right.
Whichever
Don't bother
tank
targeting the Kiv.
Whichever tank moves up to them first has it. And the Kivs are on target. Well, they might be targetable, but you can't damage them, so don't bother trying to kill them. So let's have a tank move up to Annihilator and one move up to Flamecaster. Again, if you get emotes about needing to go to a different area of the room is split into quadrants. So again, east, west, north, south. So I see Tokus as one tank. Who's our other?
Cartez.
All right, Cartez.
I didn't see that.
It was said in voice chat. It might have been right before you came back.
Okay, who do I go to?
The Annihilator. And again, we can use Burns on this because, well, we can, and it makes it go faster.
Northwest Cartus.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Waiting a sec on Trico. Don't want to have him killed.
How hard do these hit?
I don't think you'll need defensive. I don't think they'll hit too hard. Just be mindful there's going to be raid damage going out, and sometimes your healers are going to need to move. So, I mean, you can start defensive if you want. There's no harm in doing that.
We gonna be longer than 22 minutes?
No. We'll probably have this down in like 5, would be my guess.
Yeah, it's quick.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and trigger the event, and we'll start killing again. Watch for emotes. Active.
We can dot them all.
Yes. Yep, go ahead, dot them all.
Tell.
Yeah, I should move and I died. Get hit twice.
I got a
room
move
emote to the center. I guess I should have said room emotes will be the same for all of us. Safe, move back.
R.I.P. guys.
Yeah, I was moving and I still got hit by arrows.
Adds attack and other stuff to melee, so pay attention to those kinds
Damage shield on the melee one. Melee damage off the Annihilator.
That was gay.
Stop attacking it. Unless you're a caster.
Sorry, Janine.
Center.
Move to center.
I didn't get an emote for whatever that failure was.
Room state.
You can dot them all. They do not summon.
Keep moving around the room. Cairo needs a heal.
Center.
I'm having a ton of felt taunts tonight. Sorry.
Oh, they'll be done pretty
Finish
shortly.
something and
Sorry
then try
about
to
this,
grab real
guys.
quick.
I successfully
Move
was
safe.
moving around when it told me to move,
Yeah, sorry
and
about not doing DMF.
I got
If
hit
you
by
move
2
right
different
against the
arrows.
platform, I think you're safe in the middle.
I'm taking damage even though I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I'm getting nuked and I'm
Yeah,
on top.
also agree.
Just get off there then.
Damage shield on the melee mob.
Center.
I just got to do not move and then move center.
You're fucked.
Don't move in that case.
Move safe.
If you stand at the feet of the projection, I didn't get hit.
DI faded.
Close it down.
Yeah, that's
Right.
interesting.
Writing down.
Or the master of
Get
foresight.
get reses out really quick, please.
Close it down.
Help if you're a classic in res. Center. Everybody up. Your DPS remaining, by the way. Home safe.
Pulling corpses into the middle.
On to the next. Move south.
I think this event I'm gonna hate the most.
Okay, go ahead. Let's get a paragon once we're back over near this mob, please. Everybody over towards the mob that the raid's on. And whoever is up, please fire one off.
Firing it now.
Is it fired or not?
It got reset. 1 sec. Here it comes.
Move south.
Damage shield on the melee mob.
It's out.
I need res when you get a chance.
I'm up here trying to res as fast as I can.
It's okay. Schloz, are you?
Can't
Am I
see
what?
here.
Are you up?
I am.
Where are they?
Fire tamer res incoming.
The flamecaster is going to AE damage.
Here we go.
Keep getting a move every time I go to start a res.
Safe.
A D8 anyways, just in case. Screw you.
Everybody north.
Flamecaster down.
Get a heal on me, please.
Guys, down.
Okay. Survive that one.
Till.
Center.
Center.
Two left. Keep it up.
Get on the spell strat.
Bulk down. Can I get a res, please?
1 second. I'm trying to res as quickly as I can.
Oh, I got struck by a
Spellscribe
stray.
has damage.
North side.
Yep, everybody north. If you have some discs, go ahead and start using them up.
Till.
South.
Shiloh's it down again.
What? How did I get hit with chaotic energy?
Everything you got
I
left
should
for
move.
is adept. Keep resin.
I'm finding some of these emotes aren't triggering.
Same.
North.
The arrow ones are.
Once we're over here at the north side, fire off another Paragon. Don't care who it is. Everybody stay put. If you need it. If you already need
Paragon incoming.
keep moving.
Till.
Boat is about to go down.
Center. Keep those reses going if anybody can.
I'm out of mana. I can't do anymore.
Room safe.
Swear to God, if I die, I'm not moving.
Got that push DPS.
All DPS. Everybody
North.
north. Everybody north, and then all DPS. Make sure you're on the ADA. Room safe.
I keep ducking for arrows and getting shot, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
So real quick on that.
You're getting multiple emotes.
Stew down.
Yeah, too many dead.
Same time.
One. Yep. I gotta do not move and then a move.
Everybody center.
What do you mean fucking fail? Oh, Jesus Christ.
The duck one might be buggy. We can talk after.
Just keep the reses going if you're up and you can. Gonna have to chain res through this if we need to.
I think it's a wipe. I can't cast reses. I'm getting too many emotes.
Center.
Is it possible to feign a necro? Are they all dead?
Res
No.
box.
Wow, these emotes aren't triggering
No,
right.
so we failed it. So we can come back and request it again. Not sure. Some of the Kiv emotes were not triggering for me. It sounds like other people found that to be the same.
I was getting everyone. I can. If people got theirs from me, they should be getting all of them.
Yeah, I wasn't having any trouble.
I didn't
Got
get
it.
any of them.
I followed the Kiv instructions and I kept getting hit by arrows as I'm moving.
Were you
Okay. Me too.
Did folks get the move a kid was targeting you, duck, and what are the other ones I just got?
The weapon heats up. I got all of those.
I got those
I did
too.
not.
But the Kiv move, I kept getting hit no matter how much I was running around.
Let's get some people moving back towards the zone. Do we have any porters with the Wall of Slaughter port spells yet?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm still here. I think it's gonna kick
I
me
think
in
we
5
had a
minutes so I can start
bugged
resing.
instance
Okay, nice.
I'm assuming it's gonna kick me
because people were getting hit when they were told to move and they did move. I died from moving when I was told to move twice.
Can you
While
do
that's going on.
Can you do your mass AE res?
I don't have the mana, but I'm trying to med it up.
Yeah, you
One
saw
thing
when I
Zobek
was in the
mentioned
center here
is,
running
at
around
least on
just a few before
silos,
I
there's
died.
a bug with the duck
I
command,
took a hit
where even
while
if
I was
you were in
moving.
the south part of the room, even if you did duck, it would still sometimes hit you, and then vice versa. If you were in the north part of the room, if you failed to duck, sometimes you would still miss it. So weird stuff.
So we
mine
definitely
kept
had a
saying
bugged
move,
one.
nigger. Is that normal?
Oh, you have the old triggers from. Yeah, that was a troll.
What did you say?
Old triggers
Yeah,
from
no,
the 1800s.
no. It's a somebody had a bad trigger package that somebody had put in with an audible.
Oh, that's right. It was
You
that
remember?
loser.
Judge was
What's his
talking about
name?
it.
Yeah, it was Judge. Judge is the one that had it.
He got it from an old guildie in a different guild.
Well, enjoy that one.
Yeah, that's in your MPG trials.
Can you share that
Heads
one
up,
with me,
there's
please?
clear comms a second. Clear comms. There's an AE res going out, so watch your screen for a res box.
I didn't hear.
Robot.
Just okay, thank you.
I guess depending on who you are, that might be the right.
What is it? The keep moving?
Yes, it was the one where you're supposed to keep moving. So it just came up. It was like, "Move, nigga," and I'm like, "What the hell?"
All right, hey, that's enough of that.
I was okay.
So what are you supposed to do in the one that says move?
So when it says move, you need to be moving into a different quadrant of the room.
Oh.
If you stay in the same quadrant, you run the risk of it still saying that you've been hit. So if I'm in the northwest and I get the
that's
move,
why.
I need to make sure I end up in, let's say, the southeast or the southwest. Likewise, if you get one that says stand still, you can still move around a little bit as long as you end up roughly in the same spot by the time the emote goes off.
If you want the one that doesn't say that audible, you can send me a tell. I don't know where that came from, but it's not part of my packages.
Who has the ones with the emotes for the kibs?
I have those.
Can you send to ETAS, please?
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't getting any emotes over Gina at all. I had to watch my chat window.
Same.
Yeah, I realized I accepted a package a couple days ago, and it looked like it wasn't assigned to my guy, so that may
Yeah,
be the issue for you too.
You have to assign it to your character.
Yeah, I just did that.
This
after
group
I
is
got
not
here.
enabled for any characters.
Yeah, all you have to do is your character name on the top left, the green bar with your character name. Click on that, and then to the right of that, and then the window pane, find the trigger package you want and just check it.
Ah, got it. I did not know that.
Slad.
Yes, sir.
In the first little blue drop down, click settings, and then you can go to sharing, and you can click trusted people, and then you can put in who you trust, and anyone else sends you a trigger, you can't get them messing you up with fake triggers.
Thank you. I'm not sure why you're giving me that advice. I assume you thought it was somebody else, buddy.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought you said you got triggers from someone a day or two ago that you didn't want or didn't know.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good, man.
Out, yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it. I'm sure someone else could benefit from that for sure.
Did we just get kicked out of the instance?
We did.
I think it ended.
Yeah, the replay timer's 3 hours.
Okay, so we'll just move to a different one then.
Once we're all out, I'll do a MVB Brills.
Let's make sure we're on the same DZ. In fact, what we'll do if we're not is we're just going to pick over to a different one.
So Coleman hadn't been rezzed yet, I could see. I don't know where his corpse is now.
Not yet.
Coleman better get on his horsey and start hoofing it.
Yeah, there were a couple people that just dropped corpses into the pile when it kicked us.
Coleman's corpse is out.
Oh, there's one eye.
Yeah, we'll wait a minute, res up anybody who has a corpse.
Sled.
Looks like we all ended up in the main pick so
Put your
far.
ranks back
Oh,
on.
okay. Then just hold here. And why don't we, if we have everybody, let's redo buffs.
You people that aren't seeing anything, you may have to turn your log on. You have to type /log on for Gina to work.
Yeah, I had logging active. I was not getting any of the Kiev triggers.
Who's that?
Kiaro. And I'm checking the text, and they're in Gina. It's activated and everything, so it's... And I was getting the room ones.
Do you have it selected for your character?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Coleman popped over to pick 10.
So you say type / log on in game?
/ log space on.
What about in the settings when you pick the log file? That could be another thing.
So for the most part, we're all in this main pick. I know not everybody. Let's go ahead and do our rebuffs, and then we'll prep for another trial. We will be doing specialization next. It's going to be a long clear no matter where we go, but we might be able to clear a little bit and then invis to 6-way and clear from there.
Sylve Talon, keep moving.
So that one triggered.
Yep.
Yeah, that one worked.
Yep.
Got it.
I retyped. Well,
See, I didn't see that. That's weird.
I retyped my emote into Gina from what it said in my actual log. And now it triggers.
It doesn't match the log. It's not going to trigger, though, because the game says something different. There's a spacing or spelling error or something.
Right, I replaced what was in the text with what was actually logged.
Yeah,
didn't
mine
trigger
didn't.
mine.
Yeah, the duck one didn't trigger.
Me neither. Did not trigger Tessa's.
Didn't trigger me.
Didn't trigger my own either. It's weird.
It did for me.
Sounds like y'all got some poopy triggers there.
I got a
Now
duck
that
one
one
just
did.
now.
No,
Well,
that works.
Okay, I got that too. I must have copied it wrong. Because I was getting it during the fight.
I just don't think you can trigger yourself, Valro.
I did earlier in the beginning of the raid.
All these trigger jokes.
I was saying Balbros to other people didn't trigger us.
Mob has
Balbros
damage
to
shield.
people triggered.
That worked.
Yeah, I'm getting 3 triggers now.
Probably from, I get the same thing. There's one from like DODH, there's one from a couple future X packs.
Right.
Okay, well, let's we'll hold off on testing the emotes right now. Let's get our buffs out, and then we're going to start clearing our way to specialization.
Put your rings back on.
Re-equip your main hands.
I will.
It's actually probably okay that mine didn't trigger it. The first time when it did work, I had copied it from Gina. The second time I copied it from my guide, so I guess the guide just had it wrong.
How do you clear your logins? Is it /clear all or something?
/clear for a specific
Push
window.
DPS to interrupt will be.
Yeah, if you do that, that'll... Well, if you do /clear all or something like that, I think it gets rid of all of them, doesn't it? Doesn't that clear your entire log, period? You know what's up, Trico.
I usually use Gamparse to archive it or something, or just rename it the file on disk.
Yeah, it's not the actual log that it's clearing. It's just blanks out all of your chat windows. Kind of refresh it. Like if you go on your tel window and type /clear, it'll just wipe it out. Doesn't affect the actual log though.
Yeah, some of our junior triggers weren't triggering, and we didn't know about
Yes.
moving to another sector. We thought it was move around, literally.
All right. Do we have buffs gone out? Enough of them anyway.
Need haste. Ranger buffs.
But it takes 2 killed Kiv arrows to kill me. That's quite a bit. That hurts. Half my health in one shot.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and start moving? What we're going to do is we're going to move to 6-way, and then we're going to start clearing from there. We might be able to invis past some stuff if it's up. Otherwise, we'll have to clear. Start off invis if you can. That'll make it easier.
Nothing's up yet.
Except for Tokus's defensive.
Thanks.
Yeah, you can advance to 6-way. Nothing.
Nothing sees. Okay, but there are some mobs up, so invis.
Yeah, if you see someone that doesn't have invis, they might not know. Maybe it dropped, just let them call it out.
Yeah, Ishtar.
Yeah. Drop a dime on.
As he's casting the new one, I gotta call him out.
It's just
Yeah.
busy sexting people.
That's probably accurate.
He sexted me a couple of seconds ago.
Oh, that's
He's
funny.
too busy changing his Gina triggers.
I'm starting to feel like I thought I was special. I guess I'm not.
No, Ishtar messages me too. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he gets around, man.
Free love for everyone, I guess.
You guys leave him alone. He's working on my Pharaoh.
He'll sleep with pretty much any of you.
Is that what you call it?
When Blob was a Beastlord, he used to message me all the time, and now Ishtar's doing it. I don't know what it is.
So hold it 6-way until we're all here.
He gets lonely.
Sinadar, you don't have invis.
Huh, weird. Gina didn't tell me this time.
Nice little rubber band.
I think we overloaded Gina.
There's a group by 6-way that's cleared kind of that spot.
What do we do once we
All
get
right.
6?
6-way, we're going to move through the northwest passage.
To projection of Arcana.
I think my EQ
Yes.
client just crashed. Oh, no.
It has been a bit laggy tonight, the interface.
It's a lot of running.
Froze for like 7 seconds.
There's like multiple guilds running around in here too. No, I think I lost two.
Yeah, we're going to the northwest, the top left part of the map.
Are you my guild?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but this zone sucks.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I fucking hate this zone.
Some mobs are up, but so far invis is fine.
Got
You
some
know what
C
zone it's
invis when we get over to the edge. But they're not aggroing.
Somebody just aggroed something.
Yeah, it's laggy because I think I sell 2 or 3 different guilds doing the same thing we're doing right now.
I have a mob chasing Hadrez. Maybe Faint Death.
I ran through about 2 or 3 C invis mobs, so someone else probably is going to aggro those.
Sana's aggroed.
Hush and everyone who's going down that direction, well, I guess it all connects, never mind. You are going further than you need to.
Oh yeah, there's a guild leaving it, so nothing but nice is leaving that.
Oh, this is where we camped earlier.
So it's dead the rest of the way.
PH is up for the tactician.
A bunch of people without invis.
Yeah, they don't know what invis is.
Yeah, they're just training it.
Yeah, they're just training it. Make sure you're
running into
invis.
it.
That's okay, just run right through it.
Yeah, run right by.
Looks like they're stopping.
Like once these trials are done, is this something you still do in raids or?
God, I hope not.
Still got. Well, I mean, it's still got good loot.
Right.
And the runes are kind of nice too, so we might pick some of the low-hanging fruit to do at some point.
Got you. And this is like a totally ignorant question because I've never done this before, so very ignorant.
We could probably.
So we have to wait 3 hours for the next one of the one we failed to respawn.
Yes. We can probably have
Ouch.
mages camp out at some of these trials. I'm sure that people will probably have moths camped out. Or not. I'm not sure of that at all, to be honest with you.
I think Marty should just bind himself at one of these spots. And caught this all next time.
But if you do have an alt mage and that's something you'd be interested in, maybe we can coordinate that in Discord as far as splitting those up.
It's just funny all that all that bitching running through Kottaz, and boy, I'd do that 100 times before I do this again.
Incoming raid spam.
Can you bind in the zone?
No.
I feel like there's far fewer deaths here compared to KT though.
So we will be doing the Mastery of Specialization next. This is one raid boss who changes vulnerabilities, but we won't know except based off whatever AE he casts. So there's a lot of AE damage on this, not so much directly to the tank. So wards, MGB heals, those are all going to be the best thing for us. I've listed in raids, say, the different AEs. When rigidity goes out, we know not to use blunt weapons or cold nukes. They mitigate. Imprecision, piercing, including bows and true shot or fire nukes. That should be Curse of Misfortune, sorry. No slashing or poison nukes. And then impurity, no hand-to-hand kick or poison disease.
So just to reiterate, it just mitigates those things?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, Coleman picked over. Can we get him called?
Yeah, just a second. Lucas, are you here?
Just gotta make sure we don't have to click off certain procs or whatever.
Safe to use piercing weapons, backstab, or fire-based spells.
Monas, you got
Okay.
O1I?
I can't pick over yet. It's full.
I think that he was going to zone in and zone to you, maybe.
I'm zoning back out. I just zoned in.
So Valcorn, we'll fight this pretty much the same way we did Adaptation, where we're on the east side of the room and the platform, and if we need, because of push, we just sort of walk him north and south a little bit.
It didn't work. It picked me to something else.
So we're gonna pull everything to one central location.
It's just one mob.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
One mob, no ads, just a lot of AEs going out. So that triggered, don't use blunts.
Is it for that long?
Are we gonna use? Are we gonna put out a fire and cold resist from druids, or should we send Tums?
Janine, yes.
We can put our jewelry
Safe
back
to
on?
use blunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you couldn't get over there?
No, no one's zoning in, so it's put me in something else.
All right, let's have some of our raid zone in then, so we can clear up this pick a little bit. Although there are 173 in here, so we're probably going to have to send a mage into the DZ and then back out into the same group as anybody who needs a call.
Yeah, he tried that. He went somewhere else for whatever reason.
Well, there's probably multiple people that were in the group, so it's just matching one of them.
No, put me in a pick with no one in the group.
Then it just doesn't like you.
Let's try this. Old One Eye, can you pick somewhere by chance? Like if I... Let me...
Haven't picked where Moanus is.
Looks like I got a. I have to wait 5 minutes for some reason.
If you're in the DZ, move to the east wall by Shaloza.
Well, he's in Tim. Maybe if Nukers goes out, he might be able to do it now.
Yeah, try that Nukers real quick. We're gonna get you here, old one guy.
Awesome.
Hopefully.
Oh, Nukers is in mine.
Yes. Cool.
You already got your con?
Thank you, thank you.
Yay.
Yeah, I think what was happening with the last one, the one we failed on, two things.
Like how the unit trigger
We
to tell
didn't
you when to
understand what it meant to move. It meant to move to a different quadrant. You got your northeast, south, west. That type of information would have been nice to know beforehand. But we didn't know about it. We thought it was just move around. But
No, I was just looking
another
at,
thing is
all
that
the
there were
stuff I don't have
some
to click.
other bugged effects that we were noticing with duck and certain locations. So we
Okay.
probably had a
You can
bugged
work
version
remotely?
of the event.
He can't.
No, I can't.
Remote control.
I don't know, man. I've seen those iRobot mower things.
I could when I worked at the Humane Society. I can't do it there though.
Are we working on getting Bodhi here?
I didn't realize he wasn't here.
He's the only one not in zone.
Yeah, you said for only some of us to go in there.
Oh, no, you can come in now. You probably look a little lonely out there, buddy.
Okay, we're just waiting for the last people to join up.
Yeah, sorry everyone. Like I cast seasons on the groups, but like the range is so weird that it doesn't always hit everyone for some reason. Even when we're all nice and tight, I just feel like people get missed. So tight. Yep, I set that one up, didn't I?
All right, can we have a tank order, please? Alrighty, so Bodhi backed up by Curb and Stu on Rampage. We will use burns on this fight.
Are we going to be moving around again or fighting in one spot?
Nope, fighting in one spot. We'll walk him north and south right here in front of us if we have a push issue.
By running up and aggroing him and bringing him down again, is that what?
Yes, in a minute, just as once we
I'm
confirm
just wondering
everyone's
if
ready.
that was the plan.
Yep. All right, how's healer mana looking?
Don't worry about it.
Should be good.
All right, awesome. Then Stu, you can go up to the platform. We'll get ready to trigger him, and Bodhi is our first tank.
You ready?
Yep, go ahead and trigger it. Here comes the mob. All right, bring him to us, Stu. Bring him east, Stu.
You don't look like you can move.
Yeah, I was stuck for a second there. Sorry.
All right, Bodhi's tanking. Please wait for assist.
You want DPS to face south?
Yeah, that's fine.
Keep your simply.
Tell.
No piercing weapons, no fire-based.
Show his boards right up, group 1.
Heavy damage going out. Can we get an MPG Celestial or something?
There, you got MGB up?
Yep.
Ginny, you got it too?
No. I burned it last fight.
Safe to use piercing weapons, backstab, or fire-based spells.
No blunt.
So slap, the mirrors were up, and you see another spike.
Can use blunts again.
We have Zoba.
Group 2, go ahead and put your tokens on.
Safe to use blunt.
You actually stop Gophers?
No slashing or
No
magic.
slashing. 10 curse counters on this, by the way.
I said you actually stopped?
Safe to use slashing.
Slap, next 80 spike. Just go ahead and pop yours.
Safe to use slashing weapons and or magic-based spell. Tell.
Or poison or disease.
Alright, let's turn the mob so Bodhi move to the north side and DPS move to the south and face north.
Go ahead and guess that.
Guard needs to get ready to tank it.
Curb, you're up.
That's right, let's go ahead and pop this out.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I misunderstood. I popped it early.
That's fine, okay.
Heals to curb.
Safe to use hand-to-hand, poison-based slash disease-based
Safe to use hand
spells.
to hand. Resistant to piercing and fire.
A lot of words out, we should be okay, but we're alright.
Anyone able to res Zoba?
Mister's doing it.
Yeah, my dot is not landing.
No blood.
Resistant to
Safe to use piercing weapons, backstab, or fire-based spells. Safe to use blunt.
No slashing or magic. Probably our last damage spike incoming.
We still have
Great job.
Zobek down if somebody can get it.
That was easy. A lot of damage. Holy cow, though.
I got some bad lag.
Safe to use slashing weapons and or magic-based spell.
Nice gear.
Like, I had clicked Zobek's name, and then I went to click my res, and
Wow, a
it still was
50
doing
AC
nothing.
cloak?
Yeah, right when the blue
Jesus.
came out, there was a big spike there of some kind.
Yeah, that's a nice neck.
All right, everyone
shoulders, too.
seems to be alive. We're bidden.
4 decks on that.
Okay. You have no Paragon. Other than maybe group.
Good job tanking, Bodhi and Curb. Good job, healers.
Thank you.
I didn't know if you needed to be like 70 to tank this. I was like, oh, you guys can give it a try, see what happens.
Well, I did burn through a DI.
Yeah, that was not bad though.
Okay, let's see who got the runes. Congratulations, whoever won. Looks like Winlander. Nice. Congratulations, man. And Kelp. Congratulations. People that needed it. All right. So the Death Lace, which I
Cliff,
believe
you
is
took one.
this, is going for 6.
Yeah.
The shoulder pads are going
Reduce
for
backstab
25, and the 2-ton fur cape
Congrats,
is
Clef and
going
Winladar.
for 22.
Congrats, guys.
Congrats.
Is it only level 70s that drop from these?
Yes.
That's lame.
And in COA, they only drop ancient.
I feel like we get shafted on runes. I don't even get an ancient one.
Where did the 69 ones drop?
MPG a lot.
Get one of those either.
RSS as well.
Yeah.
When we are ready to move out, we're going to want our mages to go first, again, followed as usual by then tanks, healers, and then DPS. We are going to clear to the last trial for us to try tonight, which is going to be Endurance, and it's going to be on the west side of the zone, so we're already in the same general vicinity.
Takes the saturation of time on that.
Yes.
So we cleared that one pretty good. We only had 1 death. Yes, it is a rune for a level 70 spell. the runes that are dropping in here in these trials. And I have one. Got lucky. It'll give me most likely my slow. I won't get ferocity or the pet, which are the two that I really, really want. But the slow's fine because that means I can actually slow things in OOW without any problems. So it's actually a decent,
We're
a pretty
actually
good spell.
relatively close to the next one, unless I'm missing a wall. Oh yeah, yeah.
There's yeah.
There's always a wall here.
Yeah, there was some text in the way. Didn't realize you have to go back to the 6-way.
Yep.
God, there was just like a fast travel port at all of these to the 6-way.
We gotta
Agree.
That strategist is up on our way back.
We gotta clear pretty quickly here because the next event is a 20-minute timer, so we gotta kind of push.
Sorry, are we clearing or invising?
Most of the stuff in the wing is see invis, or a lot of it is. Probably want to at least kill back to the 6-way and then maybe invis from there.
Tell.
Yeah. Means I can actually slow shit finally.
Tell.
It's a really nice slow. Because the slow that I have at 65 really sucks in OOW.
Strategist, so it may be clear from there.
If you enjoy EXPing and RSS, you'll definitely want to make.
It's kind of nice having a slow that has its own built-in Malo, basically, or Tash.
Tell.
If I remember correctly, there's like a king and a queen that are like highly contested or something.
Yes. Open world only.
And then Chelak and Faratha are the other ones in there.
You gotta turn off all your bloom lighting and everything, otherwise the whole zone glows blue.
If you go down, if you go
Tell.
up, it's fine.
Hit your screen really fast.
You're blind.
Oh, rip fake.
Back to 6-way, and then we're going to take the southwest.
Everything in there runs super fast too. Just look at running most of it.
Yeah, but usually a fight will end very quickly.
So is this era off question? Is this era the haste, the spirit of wolf compass? Is it faster than regular Sal yet?
Tell.
Run 5 is the same as so.
Run 5 puts you at like 45, and so is 46, I think. So pretty much.
Okay. No, I've just been waiting for it.
Yeah, the cast time's a little
There's
better
a
than the
great
cast
leading
time of
endurance,
65,
clearing
level
it out.
65.
Yeah, I don't think that compass is ever useful.
Level
Era.
65
Just need to
is
be rocking out those
3.5
J-boots
seconds.
still, man.
With my speed ups, it's 1.75.
Ready for taunt?
But still, better than
Not.
the 65. Means it's going to be really fast when I use it.
I call it Pinocchio Sal.
Tell.
Be a real boy.
Do you still get snared if you have run 5 and you click on your J boots?
Yeah, man's leaving the target we're going for.
Robot.
Whoa.
Pretty
Are you
sure
in the dentist office?
Pretty sure that was Modus.
Como Yomagato, Mr. Roboto.
That guy's dead.
That guy's getting attacked by aliens.
He just went into the Matrix.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Tokus.
Sound like they're playing Missile Command and they lost.
I don't know what that is. I'm too young.
That's a great game.
Oh, it was awesome.
And it does sound just like that.
Yeah, when you lose.
Ooh, another guild going the other way. Hi.
All right, let's.
Good game, good game, good game.
Hey, are we supposed to invis up after the 6-way?
No, most of it's clear. You're fine.
Okay.
Well, Technically, yes, we were that was the plan, but because it's clear, I think we're good.
It can never hurt to invis. Just do it.
Yep, just an invis pot. Everyone should have like 100 of them anyway.
Do it.
Nope.
Do it. Do it.
I don't have any of this pots.
Don't need it.
Do it.
Don't need them. I got invis.
I mean, there are times where even if you have feign death, you still kind of need to run through some stuff, but I'll leave that up to you.
Still robot?
Better.
Sound fun.
Invis dropping on Sylve Talon.
It's really nice having instant clicky in this.
I know, they sell them for $10.99.
That's one of the coolest things coming back to these TLPs, finding out that and the Bard stuff. Talk about quality of life.
I think Circlet of Shadows is always worth like 2 chrono on the server.
I love Bard stuff.
I have posted in Raid Say some details about this. This is the last of the trials for us. The idea behind this is you need to survive for 20 minutes. There are 2 boss mobs that we off-tank, but we can't do any damage to them. So if you're the tank for those, you really don't want to eat any riposte damage. So have your 2-hander out. Just use bellow and whatnot to gain aggro and keep it.
Is this the oh yeah, endurance?
So we shouldn't attack it at all?
No, because what you don't want to, you won't do damage, and if you start taking riposte, then you're going to be harder to heal. And none of the DPS is going to be on it anyway. We're going to be working on killing ads that spawn. We'll get waves of them, as you can see from my hotkey there. The Draghorn defenders can be mezzed. The champions and antagonists can be rooted. Everything else needs to be off-tanked. If we do mez a defender, you can leave it mezzed, and when the next wave of ads spawn, it will despawn. If we've cleared out
trained
the
in the
wave,
raid, Shadows. Just heads up.
Invis dropping on Sylve
almost trained in
Talon.
the raid. That name's right by the raid, so go grab him. Somebody.
Lightning Caller, I thought was a raid mob. I mean,
Don't grab that. Don't grab
a 2.0 mob. Wizard, maybe?
Yes, we don't want that. Die with that, please.
No, got it.
Thought we knew.
That's a Wiz 2.0 mob.
Alright.
One of those you probably gotta be ready. At
We
that
got
point.
aggro.
Oh, it got it.
Social from it anyways.
Can we zone in?
Whatever, just kill it, I guess. Sorry, Shalota, hang on. It's all good now.
We're all dying.
Yeah, I mean,
Lightning Caller has an AE, so get around the corner from it.
Hits for 2k.
Get a defensive tank on it.
Herb's on it, has defense running.
Must really be lagging.
Yeah, everyone else zone in.
Zone in if you can, zone in.
Yeah, it's my bad. I just saw Fire Tamer said there was a named.
Curbs down.
So it's really Fire Tamer's fault.
What
Zone in,
focus do
zone
I
in,
have?
zone in.
My
got it on
focus
weapon
is
shield, go.
Altoona for what comes in. As for the
Pull
focus
around
that I'm
the-
on
yeah,
right now,
just zone in
7th
fire at
right
this
now.
point.
We don't have the new spells yet.
Well, Tokus's corpse is at the teleport out. I got him over there.
And bulk should be just further than that.
Do not come back out. Stay in the DZ.
Say when. I'm sitting there on Zig.
I'll let you know when he walks away, but he's still just camped right here. Alright, he walked away.
Clicking up. Gonna try an AE res, like it's some, but there's some other people around.
We only have 7th of Focus right now. We don't have any of our shamans with the new buffs. We still have to get stuff for them as well. So basically, what they're doing with the runes are free for all until you don't need them, and then once everybody gets all their spells in the raid, then they'll allow runes to be taken for loot and profit.
I'm sure you guys all get root buff when you're coming in from being dead out there.
Yep, as soon as you get res, please zone
Yeah,
in.
but he's not in the
and,
zone though.
Get some buffs going. Now, I have typically tanked the named mobs on the east side, like platforms 3 and 4. Has anybody done this differently?
Yeah, I can send you a tell.
I just did him right there on the platform.
You're legit still dead somewhere, Bucko? Oh, I see you. You're out further.
Yes, sir.
Ah, shit, I have aggro.
Ah, queen kill.
I'm gonna have to zone this in and back out. Back off for a second. Trash.
Okay.
I have an MPG coming up in 16 minutes. Just to let you know. That'll probably be the earliest MPG we have coming up for Para. 20 minutes, okay.
Looks like the names might cast a small mana drain, so just be aware of that.
Last call. Anyone else dead out here? Okay, all done. Zoning in.
Wow, lesser runes going for 70k. Jeez.
So we are going to pull them over here by where we're standing.
Expensive.
Set
It's
up
going to be
one,
a while
set one
before
on
I'm
each
able to
side of
afford
this,
runes on the AH.
doorway.
It's definitely going to have to farm them.
We're going to want to make sure that our knights are ready when we get ads, especially the Discordlings. I'll again pop my key that talks about which can be mezzed and which can be rooted. We just want to keep as many of these off our healers as possible because we need to make it 20 minutes.
So we basically just fight for 20 minutes until the timer runs out?
Yep, you'll see their hit points go down, and basically at 20 minutes they both hit 0% and we win.
Is there any point that would be better than others to use burns?
We're just killing ads, so burns only, I mean, at any point really doesn't matter, but especially if we're overwhelmed, we will not be doing any damage to the bosses.
Right, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if there's any like minis or
Nope.
anything like that. Okay, cool.
Just if we find ourselves starting to get overwhelmed by mobs.
Yep. If you get a Discordling and a Sentinel at the same time, that would be a good time to pop the Sentinel fast.
sentinels top priority. Check.
I think maybe even actually the frantic Discordlings, because they hit harder and they can't be CC'd in any way.
Yeah, they move insanely fast as well. So if you're sitting, it's going to chew you up before you even know it's there.
Tanks, if you want to create a hotkey, just note all mob names start with A, and then Dragorn or Miramite or Frantic. I just didn't put the A in there. I'll add
yeah,
it to my
that's gonna be
hotkey.
rough.
But Sentinels and Discordlings take priority.
That is really rough, and you don't get these spells until 2 expansions later. On the what do you call it?
Do the off tanks on the
Spell
bosses
vendors and
need
POK.
defensive or anything, or just stand there?
So
it's an endurance.
LDON spells will be next
You can
expansion.
use defensive as we start out if you want. They're probably going to end up draining your
Then
endurance
GOD,
at some point, so
then
you won't
this one
forever.
Do you know how hard they hit for?
So it's something to work for.
Just posted. Those are the ads.
Those are the ads, not the named.
Named, it's saying 2.6.
I didn't realize
for both of
how
them. Quads.
insanely expensive they were gonna be
So
We
charging
might
for these
as
spells
well
now.
start defensive so that our healers
It's worse than
aren't overwhelmed.
when it was
I
live.
don't know that we'll do defensive swaps or anything like that, but we'll play it by ear as we have mana.
For the other expansions I was in, when it was live back in the old day.
Yeah, and Gober's, Doc heals if they're not needed.
I mean, I complained about
mod rods,
60k for Shaw's level 60 advantage, but jeez, this is ridiculous. And they want 170k for level what? Medium range spell? Let me look up GOD spells real quick. I mean, not GOD, Omens of War, Beastlord spells.
All right, anybody not ready? I'm going to need a tank order. I need tanks for each mob.
Probably put me and Cartez on the big bosses forever.
My pet is the second spell in the list. So I get Shaw's Ferocity for the first one I get. Then my level 70 pet comes on the second one. Then Ferocity. And then a Festering Melody.
I'll take the right one. And
I mean,
Cartez
the three ones I want, which is good enough, is Shaw's Legacy, Spirit of Rasha, and Ferocity.
Kind of eats hits from them before they get settled. Left mob
There's a
pull the left side of this
few other
doorway,
things
right
here that are
mob to
good.
the right
Growl
side
the
of the
Beast
doorway.
is necessary from 68.
And we'll get 6 mobs for each wave.
And then Spiritual Ascendance at 69.
Can you trigger it with either mob?
Which is
Sorry?
the upgraded
Can you
Purity
trigger
line.
it with either mob?
Yes.
Those are kind of like the 4 spells that I would be very satisfied with if I could get.
Doorway here.
You ready?
Just be sure you're far enough in that you don't get death touch, guys.
Yeah, I'd move up whoever's in the back.
Are we ready?
Not yet.
Hang on a sec.
Claus, Coleman, Senna, Viria, Charmin.
AFK check.
Slad.
Yeah, that's a lot of death touch people.
Claus, Charmin.
Sorry, I like to keep a lot of people between me and the mobs.
If you are past this line, you are going to die.
I would stand on the flat floor.
Right.
You know what? Let's just move over to the east wall between platforms 3 and 4.
Somebody just called.
We'll tank the mobs right in front of 3 and 4. We will get spawns at platform 2, which is the northeast, platform 6, which is the southwest, and from the center. Charmin, you there? All right, good.
I just come back.
Slat, are you in?
No, you can actually sell them on the AH. I'm sure the hell won't sell any that I need.
Slats with the raid.
All right, Stu, when you're ready,
They
go
are
ahead and trigger tanks.
magic.
Have your
Sorry,
mobs.
they're no trade
targeted.
when you get them, but you have to turn it into the NPC. Then they become tradable once you get the spell room.
All right, and let's get ready to look out for our first wave of ads. Again, tanks, sword and board, or two-hander. Champions are up.
I'm trying to move these, but it's not easy.
Yeah, I'm rooted and slow too.
You want to move tokens? I can give you a purify really quick.
Yeah,
Defenders
We've got
up.
Stonewall going.
They just keep rooting me.
As defenders.
Tell.
Discordling next, as the defenders.
Sylve Talon, you woke a mob. Tell.
We're breaking this
Tell.
defender 3 times, 4
Sylve
times.
Talon, you woke a mob.
There are assists.
My assist was also not working.
Tell.
Goobers, can we get that reset, please?
Take the one defender that. Wait, get the antagonist.
It works now, yeah.
Tell.
Slide needs a res.
Wow, that thing moves fast.
The snare sucks.
Sentinels.
Yes, it does.
Tell.
Right here, so I can...
Remember, if you're snared, use strafe to move.
Tell.
I am so full line.
You pop from your bellow cards or share when you have
Yeah, I'm doing both. Bellow and Berate.
champion on me too.
Let them come into raid if possible.
Just keep the defenders mez, even if we don't have any mobs in camp.
With everyone
Kinda
snared.
coming on to us because we're in the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third defender. Just as that.
Extended target's full now.
Did somebody start a timer?
I mean, we'll see the health go down.
Yeah, the health of the bosses go down as the time goes by.
Gotcha.
You telling me they're dying of old age?
Would it make sense to take down some of the defenders in the spare time, or no?
No, they might keep us from getting more spawns, so that makes it easier to survive.
Roger.
I thought they were going to despawn, but they haven't, so let's just keep them up unless we start getting overwhelmed or run out of mana, but so far we look okay.
My guide says if they're mez, they don't spawn.
Oh,
Which
let's
is
keep 'em
good,
up.
right?
My
That's good.
defense is up if you guys want to switch it out. If not, I should be fine. Just need more heals.
Full heal ag runs it.
Yeah, they're already dropping their 82% now. Cool.
Yeah, on Zig.
Oh, Jib, I can't add you now. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, once you start, you can't add anyone.
Forgot
What's
about
complex gravity?
Poor Jib.
Just turn the Sentinel.
Snare.
How's healer mana?
Other than Slat, it's good.
3 minutes until MPG Paragon.
Run, Jib, run.
You Necros want to just start chain feeding?
I'd love to.
If you're not.
Yeah.
That's what my class is made to do.
Yeah. You're never going to get away from that. No.
You need a here comes the airplane macro.
Somebody AEing these bosses. Please don't do that.
No.
I don't think anybody was. I think they're cast.
Oh, okay.
Keep an eye on mess timers.
One of the defender's about to break right now.
Yeah, I think this is block more mobs coming, so.
Wow. If this is the way you do it, this is so simple. So what we did is we decided to
Can we
mess
get group Paragons
defenders.
to clear or something? I'm hitting 60 and they're 75. Makes me uncomfortable.
Paragon will be ready in 2 minutes. You have to hold out.
Nobody has a group one up.
Group ones are available. Let's see who's still on.
I'll move Ish.
Hush should have his group one on. One Eye will be up after me in a little bit for the MPG.
My MPG pops in 5:30.
The 3 clerics are high priority for that.
Okay, Hush has in 5 minutes. Mine's in 1 minute now.
Okay, hang tight.
Isher might have his up.
Go ahead, Ish.
Yeah, Zix and Valcorn are about 50, and Janine's about 40, 35.
Did you say they're what's Valcorn at?
My mic not working.
60 now.
It's
Turning-
working.
It's working fine.
I hear you.
Paragon is out.
All right.
We're gonna have shaman
What do you
heals,
see
so
when-
duck if you can.
These mobs are definitely starting to hit a lot harder.
Let's consider a tank swap to a defensive
about it.
tank then.
Trico, you want to come get mine, and then Bodhi get Kartz's, please? Pop your Furious first, just to help out a little bit, and then others that help.
I still have Furious right now.
Champion and.
Do you want me to pop it real quick?
Sorry,
Tell.
switch. Discord link first.
Tell.
Bodhi, take it over.
Antagonist.
Tell. Tell.
Mob on the area.
Brenda died.
New
Defender.
defender. You missed that.
Sentinel.
Alright, it's on Trico and Bodhi now.
Tell.
Use your full defensive, use your Furious when that's over, whatever.
You want MPG now?
Brennan needs a res.
Nile does too.
Wait till we have
both of them reses.
Yeah, they both.
Wait till we have the reses up. Champion in camp.
Discord link.
Yeah, go ahead. Actually, hang on to that MGB for now. Clerics
Roger.
does that.
Tell. Tell.
Little hand.
Our defender and antagonist.
Tell.
All right, who else has this? One Eye or Hush has it?
All One Eyes will be up in a little bit after mine, and Hush is up in 5.
Please don't break that.
Defender loose.
Go ahead and fire yours off. So
Casting now.
Remember, try to get your sitting full duration of Paragon if you can.
Odie defensive down in 30 seconds.
I can follow it up with Furious.
Who's taking it after Bodhi?
They're gonna have to hold it for a little bit.
Okay.
Trico defensive down in 30 seconds.
Trico holding his too.
Yeah, they have to hold it for a bit.
We're at halfway.
Everyone except the tanks. Let's try to stay a little closer together, so the mobs can come all the way in here instead of us having to go to them. And by tanking, I mean the two main tanks.
I should have used Fortitude. That one doesn't damage them.
It doesn't matter if you hit them for damage, it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you have attack off to make sure you don't get deposits, not to avoid damaging them.
DI just triggered on voting.
Slow's dropping. I'm getting resist. Get some help on this. Got the ancient. Zeus Zek or Razige. Slow.
Have to pull off on mana for just a little bit.
Go ahead.
Sit down for the full amount.
You guys still feeding them mana?
I have not stopped pumping Janine this entire time.
It's not like he's got anything else to do. There's no mobs.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I won't ask next time.
I've been ducking.
Mobs at 40s, X's looks at 40s. It's pretty good. They'll get a little reprieve once we go back and switch tanks again.
Rangers and Beastlord should be healing too.
Yep.
And
Paladin.
seeing a lot of hands not waving.
I'm almost out of mana. I'm healing too much.
Yeah, even the warrior's healing. Jeez.
Is there gonna be more mobs, or is that it?
Chiaro, he's over there buying wounding on.
No.
I thought he was just bowing to Trico. I know he likes him.
Is there more waves?
There will be. Although we have enough defenders, probably blocking spawns, that we're not going to see him too often.
Very nice.
All right, so at like 25%, Curb will take Tricos, and I'll take Bodhi's.
He's active.
Sentinel.
You're my Sentinel.
And
Wait,
discording.
Get on the Discord. Another active.
Champion.
Old One Eye, do you have your MPG up yet?
Yes, it is.
Arcanus.
Yeah, you can go ahead and use it.
We got antagonist and one last defense.
Did you use Paragon?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead, kick it.
Incoming.
How many defenders do we have in camp now? 6?
Sentinel.
Should be.
6 defenders, one side.
Take a moment to rest.
Tell.
All right, Curb, go ahead and get in position to take Trico's.
Defender coming in.
7 defenders.
Last 25% gets pretty intense.
Make sure to use Furious first and then defensive as long as you can.
Someone get virtue on Curb.
Heals on Curb and myself.
What are you watching, Fire Tamer?
Yeah, dude, what's going on, bud?
Sounds like porn.
What?
That was so boring.
He is.
What's going
My
on
man.
over there?
The ASMR stuff.
He's not just watching.
All right, it's on me and Curb.
That's why you sound distracted.
Still on Trico. There it is.
And what else is he gonna do during this fight?
Virtue to curb.
I don't know.
You need the extra heals to curb. Got the virtue on there.
Defensive is going. Chanter's house mana.
I'm fine.
Let's do OOM.
One defender's on killed space.
Space down.
Incoming.
Tell. Tell.
It's on
Tell.
purpose, by the way.
Get a knight or somebody on that if we need to. Just dry tank stuff if needed. Make sure we get HP buffs on space.
Last 15%.
About 3 minutes left.
And we have to do it again for Jib.
No, we don't.
A negative Ghost Rider.
Called Plat Trials.
Why y'all being dicks?
That's
Late?
Because
Cartez,
we
you wanna
wanna-
comment this one.
How dare you have a life?
Oh,
You
which
can
one?
just give him a still a mastery.
Come get mine. I'm out of endurance.
To be
I
honest,
still have no buffs.
to be honest, it's a pretty easy fight.
All right, never mind.
I'm just
Who has
eating-
no buffs? Cairo?
Cartez.
Cartez?
I haven't died. Come on.
At least get him virtue.
I'll give him focus.
Take it.
Yeah, I'm out of mana.
I'm out.
I'm out of mana, so I need to regen a bit.
Virtue incoming.
Oh shit, that's
Bodhi's defensive is back.
Bodhi, you can take curves if you want. Goes to Bodhi and Cartez for 7%.
I don't know why I keep using Stonewall.
You're already snared.
I know.
Somebody's pet's on some mob, I guess. I don't know. It's full one eyes.
Yeah, beating on the boss.
The one's AEs.
Does it hurt?
I don't know.
So we have all those dragon defenders, and
I
we're
know
not
it's
getting any
worth
more
standing
spawns,
around or running
which
in a
is
circle.
nice. Which is nice. I'm meditating to get my
I pick
mana up.
running in a circle is worse.
Hey guys, Zobek feigned a failed death. Look.
Yep.
Huh?
He feigned a failed death.
That's 2 fails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the trigger went off.
Too busy streaming, not getting his skills up.
Ouch.
I think he shut off his stream for a little bit. Cause
Here it goes. It's about to drop.
This is where he
fire
inserts
tamer
bad.
stuff.
Watching porn.
Before that.
It was Netflix.
Softcore.
Man, they're so low.
Big mouth.
It would suck if our tanks were to die right now.
Yeah, mine died for.
There they go.
Well
They're
done,
both
everyone.
down.
Five out of 6 raids. So what that means is Saturday we are going to do Foresight, and then we'll see from there. But that should, for most of us, that will complete the trial part of our flagging, which is part of the key events is to loot stuff from Anguish. That can be backflagged, so if you missed Jib, it's not a super huge concern, although likely we'll hit some of the easier ones on a weekly basis.
That's
for
a
runes.
killer shoulder. That's killer shoulders.
Stab in those arms.
This one was pretty easy.
It's insane shoulders.
It's just boring.
All right, last I'm taking.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
took
it
it
was
with- on the
way
hour.
better than mine.
Sweet. Night all.
Good night.
Later, Bulk.
Good first night of raids, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brennan, does Jib actually get credit for like being in the raid, even though he wasn't actually at the raid?
Shut the fuck up, Alcock.
So 2 of
Gating.
those mantles. That is really
He'll figure it out.
nice.
Poor
I
Jimmy.
mean, if he does, he'll get like 1 point. Because
Goddamn
that's
right.
the end of raid.
I'll fucking take it.
It's a
All
big
right,
if.
let's see what they're going for.
Thanks for raid, guys. See you later.
Yeah, it's already
Later.
up quite a bit.
Oh, I'll be back.
Oh my god.
Take care.
TL's going out.
People are going nuts for him.
Yep, I'll throw one out right now.
Don't TL out until you know who got the runes.
Yeah,
Winlander
yeah.
for a second one.
$1,000 winner win. Double
Lookers.
dipper.
Nice one, Nukes.
Nice one.
Tell me he rolled 1,000, so I don't feel bad for giving out.
Yeah, I'm not going to be getting
962.
loot.
He did.
Win
I
roll
got to save
1,000,
my
the other one, yeah.
DKP. Winlander got 2 tonight. Lucky him.
You weren't supposed to get 2. It was only
Winlander?
1.
A little too late.
Bards have more than one. It's just melee will have one.
Oh, gotcha.
Did he win with the exact 1,000 twice?
Yep.
Damn, sir.
Yeah, he kicked butt on those rolls.
I feel like there must be some cheating involved.
A whole lot of it. Bard cheating.
Is luck in the game yet? Don't they have a song for that?
No.
I'm going to be heading over to the rune turn in person. I found out my beast pet is actually the second slot of the list of the level 70s. So get another 70, I get my new pet. Yeah, and if I get that new pet, that's going to be one hell of a nasty pet with the additional 4 more levels on top of that
I like
with the
little
items I
dragon
have.
stick image they use for a lot of these new weapons.
Yeah, the pet will be level 70, literally. And oh, the item that dropped in God that gave you 5 levels to your pet class only is 3 in this expansion. Mine's 4 still. Because that LDON Cherished Companion lasts like for quite some time. I'm really happy that I got that. Alright, where do I need to go? Priest of Discord. That's up at the library. Let's go ahead and get Viz up here. Alt R. Need to disband from that, and then we're good for
Yep,
that.
now I have more incentive to level. Arms.
Crafty.
A lot of good stuff today. Good job, everyone. I got a question for the ones doing the raid leading. For our Ginas, are you going to go through and check the triggers and make sure that they work and pass that out to us?
I've got ones that work, so if you need ones...
Yeah, still tell them. Just send it my way.
Do you just want the... I'll send you everything I have for Omens, which is only, I think, 2 different zones.
Yeah, that'll work. Thanks.
You can send to Shaloza as well, so I don't have to remake those.
Sure. Yeah, I'll send you both what I have for Omens, which is just a bunch of stuff from Anguish, and then the Foresight and Specialization trials. Let me know if you got those.
Yeah, I got the... You sent them to me.
Cool.
Balbo, leave the raid.
Making sure all the things are checked.
Just
all right.
deactivated guild tribute.
So I just make sure there's a check in the box for the right side, right? To make sure it's active.
Sorry, what was that?
Once I have it linked to my character, I make sure that there's a check in the checkbox.
Exactly. So that whole list on the right side is kind of just like your library. And then you can have multiple characters and check different things, you know, for different characters if you want specific things for like class-based things or whatever. So yeah, whichever ones are checked when you have that character selected are the ones that are active.
Roger that.
Yeah, 'cause I got my triggers from Janine, and that sucked. I was getting triggered. I'm like, I don't need any of these triggers.
I turned off a lot of
Yeah, I have a
those
little.
are individually clicked.
Sounds like a complete lack of appreciation.
It's fair.
There we go. Got it all set now.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's a lot too. So I had the triggers, they were working. I was mostly paying attention, I guess. And I had no idea why I failed once. I was like, that's stupid, I did the thing right. And then I went back and checked after, and I actually hadn't seen something that had popped up like back to back, so it's just a lot, and it's going to take a little getting used to dealing with that kind of stuff.
So in Derek's Scar, which NPC am I looking for?
For what?
The rune trade-in. Spellmaster Varhan?
Carsor the Mad space posted in chat.
Ah, Carsor the Mad. Got it. Thank you.
He's in the southwest-ish area.
He is.
Yeah, I see him. Thanks.
So it seems like you had 2 sets of Mastery of Foresight there.
And the spell I got. Legacy. Nice. Thanks. Yeah, that's why I turned off the invis. I didn't want to lose it. So place that here. Move that up. gotta move around my spell book later. Yep, got it right. Alright, let's see. The cast time on the 70 with my benefits and spells and other stuff. 1.5. Oh. Let me try looking at it. 1.5 normal. It should actually be reduced because I got stuff that helps with that. Unless it's not. Oh, it's straight up 1.5. That's a shame. I have items that actually reduce spell cast time. But I guess it doesn't affect that one. Alright, looks like I'm done there for this evening. That's pretty nice, though. A filthy rat at level 40. Wow, level 40? Seriously? Yeah, 40s. It's a nice zone for it. Alrighty, it looks like we're going to be done for this evening. It was a lot of fun entertaining you as Siltalon, as the host this evening, with the Filthy Casuals leading the raid. Hopefully you had a lot of fun watching us conquer 5 of the 6 events and doing really well. The one that we failed on, there was some issues with some triggers not being seen or not being done correctly, and it seemed a little buggy. So we kind of got the one bad instance, so to speak. That's what we think what happened primarily. But other than that, we'll be going back this Saturday to go clear that and to finish up our remaining steps that we have to do for the ones that have failed that one. Plus, as well as finish getting other people flagged in as well. So, we're going to be pretty busy this Saturday. For now, we're going to be focusing on our signets, getting those done. That's our next step, along with trying to get spells whenever we can. So, with that being said, that's our goal and what we're trying to do. And hopefully within a total of 3 weeks at most, we'll probably be going right into Anguish itself. So, hopefully we can get there in 3 weeks. We'll see what happens, or sooner. Have a good night. Be safe and be well, everyone. And thank you for watching this evening. Hit that follow or that like button if you like what you see. It helps out tremendously. And thank you so much for watching. Good night, all.